The industry perspective is a space for those in the industry to speak freely about their experiences without fear of retaliation or a negative review. The views and opinions shared here are solely that of the individual and do not reflect the establishments in which they work. With that said, if you feel offended by these jokes, fuck it. We weren't expecting to get tipped by you anyway.
It happens overnight.
Yeah.
Salud. Cheers. Kampai.
All that good stuff that you just said.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow's Mexican Independence Day.
Your Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah, I think. Let me see. What's today?
Today is
13th.
September the
13th.
13th? I think it's tomorrow.
What are you doing?
Hold on.
Being free.
Let me see. I think it's tomorrow. Mexican Independence. Oh, it's on Saturday. Never mind.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
What a letdown.
Sorry.
So close.
Wow.
It's so far.
About to get real beaner up in here.
Yikes.
can say
So
that.
much yikes.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he can. He's Mexican.
I'm Mexican and Puerto Rican.
Really?
Yeah.
The
I
B
can say
word
that.
is the N word.
I literally only thought you were Puerto Rican.
No,
How much Mexican are you?
I'm half.
What? No. Time out. Flag on the play. I don't have a flag, but it's on the play.
All right.
You've never mentioned your Mexican
You
side.
never asked.
We live in fucking LA. I think you have a big ass Puerto Rican flag. Where's your Mexican flag?
It's on my shirt.
Tattooed on him.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
somewhere tattooed on me. I don't know. Oh no, it's just a right here. I have the same one with my dad. It's like a skull with a Aztec headdress.
I
Yeah.
feel so lied
Didn't
to.
get more Mexican than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The only thing I'm missing is the fucking eagle tattoo that says "Hecho en Mexico."
Yeah.
Touche.
Because I
Touche.
wasn't born in Mexico or made in Mexico, so
Word. Yeah, I
can't
thought
put
you
that.
were just 100% Boricua
no.
or Boricua.
Boricua.
Boricua. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
No.
Look to you for confirmation on it.
I'm half Puerto Rican.
No, I know.
So it's
I
like
know.
he
Yeah.
turned to the other half.
Yeah, turn to the other half. I'm just, yeah.
Well, this half and that half make a whole.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, together.
Yeah. I'm adopted, so I'm just a person. Ah!
Hey, at least they adopted you.
Yeah. What 23andMe says I'm 66% black and 29% European, British, Irish, or something like that. How you get a third and 2/3, I don't really know. But yeah, I'm just
Is that equal to a whole eventually, or?
kind of, but in terms of like just the breakdown of like two people, like I don't really know exactly how that breakdown works. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Black and white, I guess, is what I
All right.
23andMe says.
I feel the equation for that in the service industry is whether or not you've worked, if you're cross-trained on a different job because they cross-trained you or because you work that job. Because you got some people who say they move to server but they've never bussed, or they move to bartender but they've never bar backed.
Yes.
I need you to be the other half. You gotta understand
We
where we
at
come
my place have a lot of bartenders. This came straight from serving, and it has its cons.
Yeah.
A lot of cons.
I don't really know.
Yeah, it has a lot of cons.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie.
it works.
I'm not a fan.
Eventually,
I mean, and when I say I'm not a fan, I mean it in the sense of whether or not they put in the work to understand what the bar back does for them.
oh yeah.
Because a lot of times, and that's not just that's across gender too. Because you'll have male, female, whatever servers who've never bussed or never bar backed, and then they get elevated to a position and they think, oh, this person doesn't do this or they do that. It's like, but if you've never worked that position, you don't know what management
There's
has
so
them.
much other
The chef
stuff.
has them.
Yeah, so much other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's more so just if this level of bartending is all you know, it's a little weird. And I think I've explained it before, but like the people that I work with that have worked like at a mom and pop or like a much smaller bar or like a dive bar compared to like the ones that have just served here, served a couple other like decent range places, and then moved to bartending here. There's just like a different level of urgency and a different level of just kind of like, I don't know, like basically if it's kind of slow, like they treat it like it's slow, and then and then all of a sudden they just get slammed. It's like, I don't know what happened. Right. Whereas like for me, I've been by myself during brunch, just me and a busser and like the entire restaurant. So like I know if it's slow and like I have just one drink, I still need to get through this drink really fast because I will look up and now I have a party of 7 and now I'm really fucking fucked. And so it's just like little things like that and like preparing to set yourself up for success that I think it's just like it's just like you just kind of been in the shit before, and so you know how to avoid being in the shit.
Right.
But
which comes from experience.
Yeah, it just comes from experience in different places, in like different types of scenarios. But yeah, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Cool.
It was good.
What's the name of the show?
Oh, let me tell you. Yeah, I was waiting for it, and then I was like, okay, I guess we're not gonna do it.
I mean, I was waiting for you. That's why I wasn't adding anything else to what you were saying.
I was trailing myself off.
I thought you were going to come in, and then you just...
I started with the independence thing, and then we somehow derailed into...
Welcome to our show.
But
yeah,
we were both...
I'm actually just really curious. I went from Mexican Independence Day to talking about being in the shit.
Because we brought it back to what this show is, which was also a good segue for you to remind the people what show they're watching.
Welcome everyone back to the podcast where we pull back the curtain. Wait, what?
Wait, you have to look it up.
That's like the motherfucker who goes on vacation and they come back and they don't remember how to do their job.
No, dude, that was me today coming into here because I was like,
welcome everyone to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain and give you some insight what goes on behind the scenes of a favorite bar and restaurant. We like to call that the industry perspective. I just needed to see the first line.
Yeah. You still read it?
Wow.
No, I don't, but I just needed to see the first line because I forgot what the first line was.
Line.
Yeah, that was like, that's such an actor thing. It's like, I need to see the first line. I can jog my motivation.
What's my cue?
That's all I need. I need the first line. I'm like, oh, I got the rest.
Yeah.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Huzzah!
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Memorizing this for me was almost as hard as memorizing the preamble to the Constitution in like 4th or 5th grade social studies.
I can tell you
which was fucking stupid.
Don't you dare talk about. I don't give a fuck. But it's difficult when like stuff doesn't have any motivation.
Yeah.
Or like just like the lines don't kind of like lead one from the other. Like with scripts, it's just like, oh well, I'm saying this because of da 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 da. Whereas like when you have those lines where it's just like there's like you kind of have to create that.
It's like 3 words. And it's like create emotion.
Yeah.
All it says is I am here.
Yeah. But I am here or I am here. Or I am here.
I am here.
Well, I am here.
Yeah.
So what's up, motherfuckers? One more time.
You can say that again. You can say that again? You can say that again. Like,
please don't say it
which
again.
Which one is it? Which one of these
please
is
don't
it?
say it again.
Dude, Vin Diesel got a huge ass check for just saying I am Groot.
In different inflections.
Yeah. Huge check.
Yeah.
Huge fucking check.
Speaking of which, I've been playing Guardians of the Galaxy nonstop for the last 3.
Playing it like the movie?
No, there's a game.
What?
Yeah, do you know there's a Guardians game?
It's so fucking good.
What console is it on?
Yeah, all platforms.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And if you have an Xbox and have Game Pass, it's free on Game Pass.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing it on my PS5, but man, it's fucking good.
Humble flex.
It feels like you're. It feels like you're.
I've been playing on my
a
PS5
part of a movie or whatever.
My PS5.
On my PS5.
Got this like new console. It's like.
I was just saying, it feels like you're like
fucking
you're a part of a movie or some shit. You know, it feels really good.
I mean, it's a PS5.
I've heard the dialogue. I'm in the kitchen. I'm listening to him play. Like, dude, that sounds like the fucking movie.
Yeah.
It sounds.
It's really good.
Like the script and everything is the lines are delivered so well. It sounds like a fucking movie.
Or is it like kind of did James Gunn have a part in it?
No, not at all. This is just an original thing. It has nothing to do with the films.
Sick.
It's kind of a offshoot where it's not the comic book and it's not the movie. It's just its own, like, hey, the IP has already been established.
For sure.
You know who the characters are, but this is still very early.
Just a one shot.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I hope it's not just a one shot though.
No, from what it sounds like, it sounds fucking sick.
Without giving anything away, it's very early within all 5 of them becoming the Guardians.
Oh.
So they skip them becoming the Guardians, but it's not like they've been together for a long
they're
time.
still figuring each other out.
There's still some infighting.
Cool.
And then by the end, they become a team or a real team. You feel like you're a part of it.
Hell
it's
yeah.
fucking fun, man. Especially after a long shift.
Yeah.
You come home, it's fucking 2 a.m. and you can just throw that on and you're, just pressing buttons and shooting shit. And then next thing you know, there's this cutscene. You're like laughing at it or you're drawn into it. It's fucking fun.
Dope.
Yeah. I love being able to play a good video game after getting off of work, I've only had one situation where I had coworkers who, we would get off at the same time. We'd all go home.
Right.
We'd all turn on our consoles and play the same game.
Oh,
and talk about some fucking team building, man. That shit was fun.
There's some people at my job, front of house and back house, they play, I think, is it Call of Duty or Fortnite? I don't know. One of those type of big games. They all kind of like talk about it at work. I'm just like, oh, that's crazy. I love games, but I get too addicted to games. But I think Spider-Man 2 might bring me out of retirement because the game looks fucking amazing. The game looks really fucking good.
That one, I just played fucking Miles Morales a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. I think comes out next week.
Is it next week?
End of the month, I think.
End of the month.
I need to get my shit
End
together.
of the month, yeah. Fucking, they released a statue for the game.
What?
And the way they promoted it was, come get 19 inches of Venom with the link, and it was a statue. That's how they. It's like.
That's
insane. Like, click the link and sign up and try to win 16 inches or try to get 16 inches of Venom. It was PlayStation UK that tweeted it. Let me see if I can find it.
That's a lot.
Did you not verbatim? They're like, get 16 inches of Venom.
I have a few friends where that's what their baby daddy said to them.
16 inches of Venom?
Yeah. You heard him.
Oh, man.
You heard the joke. You heard it right.
God, I hope
that's where we went. And that's crazy.
It's really what it ends up being.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
But I've been playing lots of Baldur's Gate 3. It's fucking
Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate 3.
I've actually never heard of that one.
It is a turn-based style RPG.
Yeah, I can't
with
get it.
The D&D licensing. And man, it's one of those games where it brought the bar back to the standard, but it's been so long since we had that it felt refreshing. But then people think about it like, wait, this is how games used to be. $60, a full game on release, no microtransactions, no other additional purchases. It is a full game,
you
all
take the
features,
game home, you play the game.
everything in there. It even has a disclaimer saying like, oh, Baldur's Gate doesn't have any additional transactions, no microtransactions, no in-game store, nothing for cosmetics. Everything in-game is earned by playing the fucking game for just
I appreciate that.
a normal, agreeable price of $60.
Yeah. That's like going to a place with a really good happy hour and the tax is already included in the price, so you don't have to do the math.
Treat yourself to 19 inches of Venom.
And he brought us back.
That's crazy.
But it's a fucking badass statue. Show him. It's 19 inches of Venom. Treat yourself.
19 inches of Venom. Yes.
I till this moment didn't know it was a toy that we were talking about, and I thought it was
I
really,
didn't know what we were talking about.
And I just thought it was just a really strongly sexually suggestive way of, hey, come play this game.
Well, yeah, but for the collector's edition.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, it's doing both.
It knows what it's doing.
It knows what it is.
Yes.
Anyway, back to happy hours.
Yeah, I was about to say, much like a bartender really knows what he's doing.
No, I wanted to do the happy hour thing.
Okay, cool.
Because I had this happen recently.
Yes.
During a happy hour point of the evening, but a guest asked me how much something was, And then I told them the price, and they were like, okay, but how much after tax? Like, no, it's already included. And we're like, oh, thank you. Because it's a nice round number. There's no 50 cents, 75 cents, 36 cents, and all this other shit. I've worked at places where the tax is not, included in the price. So you tell someone it's $12, it's really like 13 something or whatever the case might be. And then you got to explain that to you told me $12. Okay, well, I mean, it wasn't etched in stone. You asked me how much this costs. I did my best to tell you.
Yeah.
But I also like it when the place that you're patroning or the place that you're working thinks about that ahead of time and just tries to set it up to where you take the guessing game out of it. Guess the server, bartender.
Yes.
I know you've done some, what was it, counting? Like different structures like that.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could kind of peel back the curtain on that for some people? Because for me, I don't understand. I know you've worked in places as well where sometimes the taxes isn't, and heard different reasons for it.
I mean, why it is or isn't included, I think that's going to be up to the establishment, but it's up to the establishment or I mean, the way I think about it, most times we're talking about California tax, things like 9.5%, and so just round it off and just say 10%. So if I'm getting a $20 drink, think $22 is probably what you're going to end up paying for it. That's probably the best way. If you're like you just want to like think of it really quickly and include tax, I would just assume about 10%, and it'll be a little bit less, but just like assume 10% and kind of go from there. There's some places where it's, clearly there's some states, like I think Delaware and Washington state, where there's no sales tax, and so what you see is what you get.
Not Washington State, Oregon State.
Oregon State.
Yeah, Washington State has no state income tax.
Yes.
Which is very interesting when you live in one of those two states. So there are people who live in one state because of this and the other, and they work in the other state because of that.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of people live in Oregon but work in Washington.
Yeah.
So they're not paying a income tax on their paychecks by working in Washington, but they're not paying a state sales tax by living in Portland.
Yeah. It sounds like a great idea.
I have a homie. You're also living up there, so
yeah, it's also Oregon.
Well, no, I have a homie. He has a house in Oregon, and he buys stuff like cars or like just every big purchase he gets. He's like buys it up there and then drives it on down because it's just like.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people do that.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. But yes, so that in terms of clearly if you live in one of those states, but then also some places like I was doing production accounting. So like if we're renting cameras for the duration of making a movie and we're already spending like tens of thousands of dollars, they're like, all right, cool, we might knock off the tax for you just to save because you're already spending so much money with us. How they're able to do that or how they're able to cover that on their end, I'm not 100% sure, but I just know if you are doing big item purchases or bulk purchases, sometimes a vendor or company might work with you and knock off the sales tax. Just thought about it. Production accounting. Also, just like there's tax incentives. So basically, if I'm making a movie not in Washington, but like the last movie I worked on, we were making a movie in Massachusetts. So like if I specifically use vendors in Massachusetts and prove that those vendors are in Massachusetts, they give us tax incentives. And so some of those might include taking some of the taxes off and other shit. But
to prove it, they just don't take your word for it.
Dude, so it depends on the state.
But what if you say you know the owner?
That's why I fucking hate that shit so much. Because, bro, I don't want to get too much into it because I could talk about production accounting for an entire podcast as well. But the last production I worked on, it's actually coming out soon. It's a movie about like the Basquiat and his relationship with Andy Warhol. And yeah, so basically some states you just kind of tell them like, oh yes, this was you just show them like their tax form, their state tax form, and it's like, oh yeah, it's a Massachusetts one. Cool. Massachusetts, they're dicks. They literally, for every line item purchase that was made, I have to go through this Excel spreadsheet with like 16, 20,000 like purchases, and I have to write the actual physical address for the vendor for each one in order to get that tax incentive.
Sounds like something Massachusetts would do.
Yeah, you got to make it work for it up there, man.
It was really well. What was mostly annoying is because they didn't tell us that until the end of the entire production. So it was, I could have been doing it as we went, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you need to do this," and then we're like, "Wait, what?" And so then after I was pretty much already wrapped on that, they brought me back, and I spent like probably 2.5 weeks just looking at an Excel spreadsheet, just and trying to track down all these addresses and shit. But bartending.
I mean, that sounds, as far as with bartending, but not. Wait, I won't say bartending. I will say with service industry management side. Yes. Having to confirm what was written on an actual receipt, when someone tries to dispute it or something like that, which is getting way fucking out of hand when it comes to people doing these scams of saying, I didn't do that, or I didn't pay for this, or I didn't sign this, or whatever. Because now I can't say for anyone else, because I think both of your tip outs are on your checks for the most part. So where I work at, it's not on our checks, thankfully. Don't ever change.
Oh God, I miss that so much.
But that also means that I have to go in and deposit my cash.
Yes.
But when I do, now I have to sign the sheet after I've counted the money at home. Mm-hmm. They've counted it with a machine. We both got the same number. And now I still have to sign to say that we both got the same number. Because
you're signing with who? With
the bank teller.
Oh yeah.
You have to sign it on the bank sheet now, which obviously there's no line for that because that's a new policy.
Yeah.
But I asked them why, because it just started happening out of nowhere in the last month or two.
Yeah.
And they said it was because too many people were coming in and filing claims saying that they didn't deposit this amount or that amount, and therefore they were, not everyone, but it just got to a point where it sounded like they were gaming the system. To try to get money from the banks, know, and that sounds like a small thing, but that's also the same thing that you have to worry about at a business, because you get those people who fuck you if you do this. Because to me, it's the same as dining and dashing, but they'll come in and they'll have their tab and then they'll dispute it the next week. And that's a thing for them, because the business, depending on how big it is, they might just write it off. Yeah. They just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
But then you also, sometimes you can lose the tip. I've had that happen at one of the bars I worked at. They did run up the tab that they ran up. They did write the tip that they wrote, and we put in the exact amount that they put down. But it was a $250 tip or something like that. Yeah. They ran up a big tab.
Yeah.
And then the following Monday, they disputed it. And then that company made us give the tip back.
You got to give the money back.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. The company made us give it back.
Because here's the thing. If you put that cash in my motherfucking hand,
that's mine.
Shit's gone. It's not only is it mine, but it's gone.
It's somebody else's money.
It's not even my money anymore. That shit's gone. Mentally
that actually reminds me of something that I seen. I don't know if you guys heard about this. It was a Cash App glitch and an Apple Pay glitch. Did you hear about this?
How long ago was this?
I've heard about several of them this year, so I don't know about that one though.
Maybe a week or so. Basically, people were essentially taking advantage of this glitch in the system of Cash App and Apple Pay, where they were sending themselves money and increasing their wallet size in both of these apps, and then spending the money, and then later on it shows a negative balance in their apps. I've seen thousands of dollars. One dude had like 39K negative because they're just doing this and that. They thought it was like an infinite money glitch or something. Yeah. And then they woke up and it's like, yeah, you owe Cash App $50K.
Yeah. That's dumb, because the entire point of those apps is that they track every transaction. So even if there's a glitch, motherfucker, we can go back and see where that money actually, if that money was actually there.
Some people don't think that far ahead though, because sometimes the glitch isn't really a glitch as much as it is processing days.
Yeah.
You spend hundreds of dollars, but it hasn't actually shown up on your account yet.
Right.
So they're looking at their balance and it says you have this amount of dollars. And then they spend that repeatedly, not paying attention to how much money they have. And next thing you know, the bill comes due and you're like, oh, I don't have that.
Oh, you had a lot
less
on
you, bro.
Yeah.
But I get how they also feel, hey, when I log in, I should know exactly how much I have.
Yeah.
I understand you feeling that way. But if you're the type of person that just uses digital currency all the time, not every system is fucking lightning fast. It takes time on some of these places.
Yeah.
You know?
I would say, like, taking it back to service industry, it goes back to like the checks and balances, even that you work in a restaurant, that you gotta have with like your guests, because there are so many times where like I'm sitting there specifically at the bar, I think, and you're in front of the couple or the group as they're trying to decide on something, and they say like, oh yeah, well, you know, what do you think about this? I'm thinking about the lettuce wraps. Or okay, I'm thinking about this. Okay, yeah, we'll do the cauliflower and da 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 da. And then you're like, okay, and then you repeat it. So we're gonna do the cauliflower. All right, cool. Put that in, and then the food comes out, and they're like, wait, didn't we order the chicken lettuce wraps too? And you're just like, no, you didn't.
You didn't.
You talked about it. I heard you talk about it, and then you ordered the cauliflower. But you know what I did? I sat there and I repeated back to you the order for your confirmation, because I didn't want this thing that we're doing right now. I didn't want this to fucking happen.
Well, they mentioned it, so you should have. They mentioned it, so you should have.
So I should have just known.
Yeah.
But the point is, I do a repeat with you. I do a repeat and a confirmation. This is what we're doing. We're going to do this. You say yes, I go put it in. And I do that so that we avoid this, where you're telling me that I didn't put something in that you think you ordered.
And now here we are.
And here we are doing the one thing I don't want to do. Yeah. And it's...
I mean, double down with that when you have the people who say they want the lettuce wraps.
Mm-hmm.
And the, what was the other one? Cauliflower?
Yeah.
And then you bring out both and they're like, no, we only wanted the lettuce wraps.
Yes.
But don't you remember where I said lettuce wraps and cauliflower? Do you remember that pause when I said the one thing? You said yes, and I said the other thing, and you said yes? I was there for that.
And I just get so frustrated because it's like, I'm doing my job.
Yeah, I remember. I was there.
To the best of my ability, and you're about to make me look dumb, like I don't know how to do my job, and that is so frustrating to me.
I still think a lot of that comes back to people thinking that if we add something to their tab, it's not commission based. I don't get $1 for everything that you order unless you give me $1 for everything that you order. That is literally what the tip is. It's not a commission. Oh, if I sell like 3 cauliflowers, I'm going to get like an extra $5 a day. And it's like people are thinking that that's what it is. It's like, I'm not going to put in something that you didn't order and then argue with you about it, like on the back end, and be like, you know, unless it's really just, I made that mistake. Which that's when we come in and say, you know what, hey, I apologize. I thought you ordered both of those things.
Yes.
But you know what they make us go through now? Training.
Lots of it
to avoid that shit.
You know? A lot of it. And it's like what you said. We're like, I'm not gonna argue with you if I messed up. Really, I gain nothing. I gain nothing for arguing with you on something. If I messed up, be like, damn, I messed up. Let me go fix that. Matter of fact, let me go talk with my manager, see if I can do something to make you feel better about this thing that I messed up.
It doesn't come out of our pocket.
It doesn't come out of our pocket. It's like, I just want you to feel better 9 times out of 10.
Depending on where you work.
Yes.
There are some
places where
now, I will say that for some servers, and some guests might feel like maybe it is commission based because they will upsell them on a lot of shit. So because they're those servers that like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be the one that the fucking like the teacher's pet kind of thing, like where they're like not teacher's pet, but like I want to be top seller. And it makes me think of that scene from Atlanta where Donald Glover's character and his girlfriend go out to eat to that new spot, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they got a crazy happy hour," and then they took the happy hour away, and then the server's like, "Oh yeah, why don't you guys try this? Seems like you're having a special night." And then she comes back and is upselling him every single time. Then she goes to the bathroom. She's like, "Let me just get you some dessert." And he's like, "Can you just bring me the check? Stop trying to unsell me on shit. You're fucking killing me."
Yeah, when he said
there are servers like that.
me, like I'm that guy.
You're the guy.
I'm the guy. I'm the upsell guy. Like,
And Rob had the highest amount of items, so everybody clap for him.
It was cool. It was great. Like, me and the back of house got along really fucking well because of it. They were just like, "Damn, Rob's gonna be working today. I guess you better make some more peppercorn sauce because he's gonna add it to every steak." And
Fuck that peppercorn sauce. Fuck that sauce.
So there are servers that
everybody who orders it.
There are servers that upsell shit. So the guests may think, are they making fucking commission on me right now?
It's just okay. Can I speak for the upsellers?
Go ahead.
Well, before you do, I will say that it does make for a great experience when the server is like, yeah, you know what? Why don't you try it with this? It goes with this. It makes it feel like, okay, you kind of enjoy what you're doing. You want us to enjoy this the right way. I appreciate that. I do.
Providing
I will say that
the most options for you. Now, sometimes, as you usually say, they don't know what the fuck they want, and more options just fucking annoy them, confuse them.
Sometimes you just gotta tell them what you want,
and you just tell them, "Hey, you want an old fashioned? Here's your old fashioned. Ta-da!" But I think, and this is more server Rob, bartender Rob. I'm a little bit more straight to the point. Only thing I'll usually be like is, do you want a single or a double? And to the point where like I'll do it every fucking round, because if I just gave you a single margarita and you suck that shit down in like 3 minutes, I'm gonna be like, my G, do you just want a double? Like, let's
pause.
If you suck that margarita down in 2 minutes or flat, is that still pause?
Keep going.
That was unpause.
That's unpause. Play, motherfucker. And then, when it was more server, then it's more so with food, right? So it's just like, okay, you want a burger? It comes with lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, and onions. Would you like to add cheese, bacon, avocado, or mushroom to that? Now, when I say add, hopefully, this is the other thing. People hear me say add, and then they get fucking surprised in the end when that shit adds up.
What do you think add means?
But that's what I'm saying. Again, I've been fucking trained for a while, so I'm going to be very specific about my language if I'm going to do something that is going to add to your thing. I'm like, hey, would you like that? It comes with this. Additional. Would you like to add this? But people still
and verbiage and choice of words there is important, because if you say add, that means adding to the cost. Now, if you were to say something like that also comes with the choice of either avocado or bacon.
Yeah. Or
which is like pick one or the other, that's included in the cost already. We're not adding, because I mean, I don't know of a place that will do that for free or included with the sandwich.
Avocado and bacon are never fucking free.
Bacon, I will never understand why it costs so much. Avocado I can understand.
An egg costs as much.
The what?
It's the same reason that an egg will cost as much. Go to
it's
a
the
place
process of making
it. It's them making sure they're making money off of the fact that they have to order. Yeah. Oh, I have to sell 5 extra, so let me charge enough to where get a whole other carton that takes care of it.
Okay.
That's why I don't add anything to my bill unless it's something that I really want.
Yeah.
So you hate upsells on this side and that side?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm not going to upsell myself. I'll be damned if you do it for me.
Yeah. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
Because like, as I explain upselling, I keep on looking over here, and the look you're giving me is like, nope, going back on over here.
I'm a little bit more lenient. I got to get it.
So I can tell you why I have that look on my face.
Yes.
And I can promise you both that you're not going to like what I'm about to say.
I know.
Yes.
Fuck you.
No. It reminds me of when I was in my 20s, and I thought that every girl likes a thumb up her ass.
This is not where I thought we were going.
This is not where I thought we were going.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, follow me here. Follow me here, though. There's a reason why I'm saying it that way.
Okay.
Until I ran into a woman and I put my thumb in her ass and she punched me in the fucking face. And then I realized not everybody wants a thumb up the ass, right? You gotta
For
ask.
sure.
You gotta let them know that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
People treat their bill like a thumb up the ass. They don't want to be surprised by it.
Okay.
So you don't give someone something on their bill that they're not ready for. So then they're gonna go talking to a manager, causing a scene, and all this other shit. So I look at it the same way. Don't put a thumb up my ass without me asking for it. I won't do it to you. I treat my guests the same way I want to be treated. I know I made a sexual joke, but I'm just saying, whether the same way you do anything is how you do everything, right?
Sure.
So when it comes to me upselling, the reason why I don't like upselling is because it's not doing anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only helping the business. And getting that whole little, if you work at a place and you get the claps for selling the most, that place that do that, and they make it sound like everyone in the huddle is supposed to aspire to be the person who most money.
Is this shiny
beacon?
What is that doing for them?
I will say when I came and started working at the place that I work at now, I became the top seller really, really quickly, and I did not like that feeling of people trying to point to me like, hey, be like him. It's like, no, this is just what I do. I just kind of learn the menu and I talk with the kitchen and I learn what are the things that I can do, and I just go crazy with it.
Don't be me, be you.
Yeah, and then like literally the upper management, they pointed to me to other people, but they still treated me like I wasn't doing anything special.
Exactly.
Which that shit pissed me off because it was like this whole thing where like I kind of knew what I was doing. I knew that I was, making a dent and stuff. But upper management, they were just like, oh, yeah, good job. A little bit here and there. But then I would talk to back of house, and back of house is just like, bro, you're doing shit we've never seen before. Like the numbers you're putting up.
There's a reason for that, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just, and like back of house is like just telling me like, you change how we have to prep now if we know that you're working. And I was just like, bro, I'm really not doing anything crazy. I'm just doing what makes sense to me. And then I come back and then I talk to like other coworkers and it's like, yeah, they keep on bringing you up and mentioning you. Mind you, when I talk to upper management one-on-one, they're not telling me anything like that I'm doing anything special or that like, and that was a shit. And I'm just like, I'm not doing it for a pat on the back. I'm doing it because I just, it's like it became like a nice little game to me that made it fun for me. And I was just kind of like, oh, let me see if I can do this, or let me see if I can get them to do this. And like, that's what kind of got me through my shifts back then. But
which I fully understand.
Yes.
Like you have to make it, or you should make it as fun as possible for yourself as well as the guest.
Yes.
Guest comes first, but you also have however many guests you can have in a shift.
Yeah.
You got to make it as good for them. Well, the best way to do that is yourself.
Right.
I completely understand those things. Once you get to a certain point and you notice that they're not talking to you about the thing doing in a glowing way, but you find out that they're talking to everyone else to you as an example.
Yeah.
They're also alienating.
Yeah.
And they don't mean to, or sometimes they sometimes do, but you don't want to be that person.
And depending on
that
how
the
you're
back of the house doesn't like because they have to do another menu.
Right.
You know what I mean? As much as that may help the business and may help sales and all those things, if the back of the house knows who you are, usually that's an issue.
You think
from
so?
what I've seen.
Yeah.
From what I've seen. If the back of the house knows who you are in that particular aspect, they're not always happy that you come in because they're like, what the fuck is this motherfucker gonna do this day?
Yeah.
Like not saying just for you. I'm saying for others out there in our industry who they think that way. Well, I'm taking care of the guests first. I mean, but you could be fucking over team.
Oh my God.
Entire time.
Sorry. Yeah.
Because we talk about that when servers send in a ticket. You're like, I just can't do that.
Right.
Back of the house is the same way.
Yeah. That's one thing. I was never doing anything that was off menu, or I was never doing anything that was like switching and remixing the menu. I would never do that. It was more so just like there's like, oh, we're getting more orders of this thing than usual type of thing, and they seem to like it or pat me on the back on it. But yes, but then yes, there are the servers that fuck up everything because they're just like, hey, so I have this fucking guest that they notice that we have this sauce here and we have this beef here and we have this arugula here. Can we just make this thing? And because depending on what kind of restaurant you work in, there's like, we have to make it work. But now it's just like all these other things of just like, well, how do I ring it in? And then how do I make it happen? And especially now that I've done more work on the inventory side of things, they have to account for every little fucking thing. And there's no way to account for all that shit. And it's fucking annoying. And it's just like speaks to like the very delicate balance between front of house and back of house that you kind of have to be mindful of. And I feel like a lot of servers disrespect it a lot. And I see that with how they kind of treat with the bar too. It's just like like you said, the guest comes first, and like I'm just gonna put in whatever to make that work. And it's just like, it's okay to tell your guests to just stick to the fucking menu. It's okay. And like,
but can you see that there's actually a correlation about servers back of the house make about bartender?
What do you mean?
Servers. So how you said that, okay, you would put in an order this particular, or people. It's the same as saying, oh, well, we could make this margarita, but I make it while adding this liqueur. And then everyone likes it.
Yeah.
But then every other bartender has to now remember that everyone likes this margarita, this liqueur, or this cocktail with this particular ingredient.
Yeah.
That every other bartender, they didn't learn it the way that you learned it. You see, so what I'm saying is just a way of bringing it home where it's not just about the servers. It's not just about the bar and not just about the back of the house.
Yeah.
But just bringing it all together. Whenever you are saying yes to a guest with something that is off the menu, there's always a consequence behind it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
100%.
just be mindful of that. That was how I wanted to kind of bring it together on that one, because I could hear the servers on the other end right now.
Well,
being like,
I was a server as well. So
right.
like, I'm speaking as a server as well.
But what I'm saying is that because you're on this side, I think also the possibility.
It could be misconstrued. Yeah.
It could be that because you're on this side now, you're seeing this side. Because there was this point where you said like, well, the servers fuck it up. But I know you didn't mean the servers fuck it up. You're saying like, oh, well, the servers will say yes to this one cocktail or this one thing.
Right.
But I'm saying that also that back of the house.
For sure.
And the other bartenders.
And that's why I think bartenders, servers, everybody should stick to the menu. And if the thing doesn't work within the menu, tell a guest no. Or redirect them to like, no, we may not be able to make that, but this is a similar drink we have, or like, have you tried this or something? Because I do think that I feel like you can find something on this menu, and 9 times out of 10, that's the thing. At the end of the day, guests will accept the no and be like, oh, okay, all right, well, let me try this. Yeah. And I feel like bartenders and servers get in their head and they think like, oh my God, if I don't do this one thing that they really want, then like I'm gonna like they're gonna get up and leave the restaurant. Like,
my friend had this saying back in high school: "They will be the fuck okay."
Yeah,
absolutely,
100%. And like,
you will be the fuck okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think especially in restaurants like my restaurant, where I feel like they put so much emphasis on the guest first, the guest first, the guest first, the guest is always right, all that, then like people don't blur that line of like, all right, but like what's reasonable, or what, you know what I mean, what really works. And I think working behind the bar, and also the first 2 weeks before I actually started serving there, some shit got fucked up, and so I wasn't able to start serving. So they kind of started me with busing for like a little bit, and they were just like, nah, and they just had me just sit there and do expedite. And so I spent like a week doing expedite. So I just saw all the food going out, sitting there talking with the actual expedite person from back of house, and just talking with all the chefs and stuff. And that's where I kind of really got to learn the dishes and what to add and what couldn't be added that was within the realm of actually what they could do. So like the burgers, there's actual buttons to add cheese, to add bacon.
You knew there was a yes before you provided it.
Oh yeah, no. Anything I upsold or anything I did was within the realms of. There's buttons for them. There's actual like peppercorn sauce was a thing that already could come with the steak.
Right.
I just would ask more guests, hey, we also have this peppercorn sauce if you want to add that with your steak.
Yeah.
And so or we also have a thing where you could add shrimp to it. So I started forming this language. Oh, you're getting the steak. You want to just make it a surf and turf and add like a skewer of shrimp to it? And so there are already all these yeses. I just formed language around it with my guests to make it easier to get more yeses than the average.
You're streamlining the process.
Yeah,
is absolutely what you should be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like my upsells were all within the. I'm not reinventing any wheels.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Right.
So yeah, no, that's what I was doing when I was more so serving. It's more so the people that are just like, yeah, let me take the burger and then let me just put a chicken in there instead. It's just like that's not really a thing. We have chicken sandwiches if you want to just put the chicken
give
sandwich.
them a whole fucking chicken between 2 pieces of bread. Here you go, asshole.
Yeah.
Like, can you turn the sliders into a burger? So you want us to put the 4 sliders together and make a burger?
Yeah.
Can't you just get a burger? Nah, I like the bread that the sliders come on.
Yeah.
So can you just keep the 4 sliders together? Because I know they come together. Or you don't know they come together.
Or keep them the way they are, and by the time you finish them all, that's a whole burger.
It's really just a burger already.
That's a whole burger. Yeah. There you go. You know what? I'll put that in for you.
Oh my god.
Sometimes you just gotta mind fuck them.
Yeah.
Which is a great way to bring it home.
Yes.
Because that was what I was hoping we would get to.
Oh, for sure.
Making sure that people understand there's always supposed to be room for uniqueness.
Yeah.
Within what you are providing to the guests. Because
right.
I know it's something that I kind of talked about last week. Ryan and Jeffrey last week. It was just one of those things where don't provide a service that is just specific and then doing it in a way that the guest helps without taking everyone else into. Yes. There are buttons for that. There are ways to do the things that you upsold. Oh no,
like I said, I spent a week on Expedite before I did any of these things. Right. Yeah.
Which is what I was saying. I was happy that we were able to bring it circle.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure everyone else knew.
Gotcha.
Sometimes people may think that we don't like this, don't like that, and they take value. When a lot of times there are these other things that come into play.
Yeah.
Don't order a Vue Carré when we can't specifically make a Vue Carré, or we can make it because we have that one bottle that's on the back bar, but it's not in inventory anymore. So technically we're not supposed to be using it. Rid of it.
Yeah.
So don't put in 20 Vue Carrés a week, because now I got to talk to management or whoever about getting this one bottle in.
And like, where did it come from?
But I've been selling. Just confirm your yes and make sure everyone else can say the exact same yes. That's where that back and forth with the customer guest play. Oh, I got it here before. Okay, well, you as the person who provided that needs to make sure that they know. Don't order that from anyone else.
Sorry.
You can only get that when you see me.
Yeah.
Be the person who says that.
Yeah.
That'd be that'd be a good preventative measure.
Yes. Yeah. And like just explaining that, because I just have behind the bar, specifically with drinks, people come in and they're just like, last time I was here, I just had this one drink. It was really good. And this one person made it. I don't remember who it was. And it kind of had this thing. And then you're just like, I don't know what to tell you.
What color was it?
Yeah. It was like,
it was clear.
Yeah.
You turned into a fucking detective. Like, yo, let's figure out what the fuck was in this drink.
Like,
was there mint?
Liquor?
I don't know.
Like, the new thing at our bar going around is people ordering the porn star, which...
Jesus.
Is that making a comeback?
It is at our bar. I literally... One person started ordering it, and then I noticed 2 weeks later, 2 people were ordering it, and then now I know the specs to a porn star. I didn't even know what it was.
Not every bar has passion fruit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
just because you go to a bar where they have passion fruit, which usually is because it's a drink on their menu.
Yep.
Because not everyone orders a fucking porn star.
Yeah, and now
don't
people
come to my bar expecting me to have it, and then I don't have passion fruit, which my bar doesn't.
Yeah,
you're like,
my bar has passion fruit liqueur.
We had it, but it was one of those bottles we weren't supposed to fucking have. That's my point.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't tell people When someone will order a porn star, I say I can make
For
that for
the-
you, but just so you know,
let's say what's in a porn star. So a porn star, the way that we made it would be like half lime, half vanilla syrup, half ounce of passion fruit syrup. I think there's a passion fruit puree that we don't have, and then there's 1.5.
double down on passion.
Yeah, no, those
Too much passion
the
for me.
specs I looked up is like there's
Too
not
much
enough
passion for a porn star.
Your passion has eye contact.
Yeah.
And that's too much passion for me. I'm sorry.
That's
Too
intimacy.
much. You got passion
That's
fruit looking
that's
at passion
intimate.
fruit. It's like, why are you here?
A lot of passion
The
for a
specs
porn
I looked
star.
up had
That's
a
what that is.
passion fruit puree and passion fruit syrup. I missed the joke. I apologize. And it also has 1.5 ounce of absolute vodka, vanilla vodka. And then in the end, you're supposed to top it off with some champagne, sparkling wine, whatever.
It's too much.
Top
It's a
off the
lot.
porn star,
It's a
too.
lot.
It's too much when it's not already on your menu. It's
Yes.
not something that everyone already knows.
And then it's one of those things where I think one person made it,
It turns into an espresso
and then someone else
Oof.
asked for it, and then like my thing is, okay, I don't know how to make it, I'll go Google it, and if we have all the things for it, it's like, fuck it, I'll make it. Cool. So now there's 2 people that have made it, and then that person comes back again, or they've talked to someone else, or that thing comes to them, and someone's like, ooh, what is that? Oh, it's a porn star. They just made it for me.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the thing I fear more than anything else, it's not the ticket printer, is when I hear someone else say, "What is that?" When they say it to another guest, "What is that?" It's like, fuck, I gotta make another one.
Like
Yep.
your spider sense going off. You're like,
Yep.
When you hear that,
Yeah.
turn around
it
like,
better be something on the
oh,
menu.
fuck.
It better be something
And
simple.
that's why motherfuckers will tell you, especially when it's busy, I can't make that, even if you know they can, or even if
Yeah.
you've had it that one time, because they know I can't make 50 more.
Yes.
And the fact that I make it for you right now at this time
Yeah.
means I'm going to have to a lot more. And therefore I can't. I did it for you because you get it here all the time.
Right.
Not everyone else gets it here all
Oh
the
my
time.
God.
So stop telling everybody what you got. Just say, I don't know what it is. You just made something for me. You know what? That helps me out, because then
Yeah.
I can let them know. If I can say, sorry, man, that was the last one I could make. And you can come back and I'll make another one for you in front of them. Hey, I found a little bit in the bottle. I
It's
can make
just
one.
enough. It's
I
just
will
enough.
keep this lie going like a bad marriage.
Oh,
I don't
man.
care. It'll be me and you. Only you and I know that this thing is over.
Oh shit.
Just don't let the family know.
Don't let the
don't
family
tell the kids.
know. Keep up.
Wait until
the
they get out of high
facade.
school.
wait till they're in college.
Keep up the
Wait
facade.
till they're in college.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're no. It's accurate, because we make those. Someone asks for it, and then next thing you know, I gotta make 3 more.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. And I also don't have a way of putting it into the system, which is like the other thing. It's just like now I'm just kind of like literally spit rolling things.
Just pressing upcharge.
I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm gonna make vanilla vodka as a passion fruit margarita. That's why we have it, because we have the spicy passion fruit margarita. And so
Told you. You only have passion fruit behind your bar.
Oh,
if
yeah.
One of your cocktails calls for
yes, and that's a drink we're never getting rid of. So
it. Yeah.
if anyone ever wants we might be getting rid of vanilla
I
soon,
will
though.
say though,
But,
but,
yeah.
that's the thing with any bar, any restaurant.
Yeah.
If it's not something that's on your menu, there's no reason for you to have it.
Nope.
So when one of the questions I get more than anything, well, the number one question I get is, do you have Casamigos? But the second most question is,
Oh,
can you
God.
make an espresso martini? Those are my top 2. I have to answer that several times a day, every day, which I don't know about you guys, but if you have to say the same thing repeatedly all the time, it's annoying.
Yes.
Just because you have to keep. But the third thing is, can I get a margarita? What kind of flavors do you have? Bitch,
Yes.
this is not Applebee's.
Dog.
I am sorry.
Dog.
I understand that you can go to Applebee's or Chili's or Fridays or any other one of those fucking places and get you a flavored margarita.
Oh my God.
But guess what?
Blueberry,
They
raspberry.
have that in their inventory. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only make a margarita.
Yeah.
What kind of margarita can you make? The regular kind.
Lime.
That's all I got for it.
Why,
You can't do
motherfucker?
no, what, you can't
I
do
could
no
probably do
flavors?
Tommy's margarita, but that's really stretching.
Well, all of my margs are Tommy's.
Okay.
Yeah, I fuck with Tom, like
Wait,
MySpace.
what's the Tommy's one?
Skinny margarita.
Yeah,
okay.
that's literally all it is.
Oh.
Any margarita.
Bet.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they had like a pumpkin spice margarita?
I've seen it.
Somebody.
I haven't had it.
Someone will.
I'm gonna act like I've had it. I haven't had it, but I have seen it.
I'm pretty sure it exists.
I've fucking
It
seen
definitely exists.
Pumpkin spice margarita.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You kidding me?
I mean, it's pumpkin spice.
Yeah, but goddamn,
It's just a
I mean,
fall.
white women are out here.
a lot.
Gotta
That's
be able to
why.
provide that.
That's why I brought that up.
Dude,
like,
I had a horchata espresso martini,
Yo,
and it was
That sounds
fire.
fire.
I can't do an espresso. Horchata, I'm down for.
that sounds fire.
Half Puerto Rican.
It's fire.
Horchata's Mexican.
I know, but it's still Latin enough.
All right.
That's what they
Okay.
told me in grade school,
You guys
or middle
have,
school. They were like,
we're all
no,
the same.
They were like, no, you Mexican.
Wait, don't
I'm
you
like,
guys
I
have
don't even know where that
coquito?
is.
Yeah, coquito.
Coquito. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, boom.
I mean, Puerto Ricans
I
are just
know.
water Mexicans. Same thing. We're all the same. We're all the same in Americans' eyes.
No, I'm gonna let you have that one. Yeah, I guess we did that topic then, huh?
Yeah, beat it to the ground.
I don't know. Wait, I had
mean-
something else to say, but yeah,
He
that
just
dove
threw you
in so
off?
far because he knew he had a flotation device.
yeah. And
He's like,
I
you don't
had
have
nothing-
to swim with me. I'll
Yeah.
get there.
You get there, yeah.
I'll get there.
He just
fine.
he found his way.
These are not shark infested waters.
No,
Nah.
he's Nemo
Nah.
and he found himself.
Here, I got you. Don't worry. How many times will you guys allow a guest to spill their drink before you charge them for it? Or what is
One.
One, absolutely one. Yeah.
Now, let me also
Everybody
add.
gets one.
No, okay, fair. And let me add another factor in there.
Okay.
If they ordered, let's say Don Julio Blanco, and then they spilled it. Keyword is here, they spilled it. Not like you on the way, it's a handoff and they're like, when it drops, but they were in control of their drink and it spilled, tipped over, whatever. Now they want their drink again. Do you, for me, I'm like, okay, I can give you another one, but it can't be Don Julio. I have to charge you for that. I can give you our well. That's what I do. 9 times out of 10, that works. The one time they'll just pay for it again, and I feel kind of bad because it's like, you spilled it, but also should have been a responsible adult and know where the fuck you were walking. But I can't give you Don Julio. That's our top shelf.
When you say spill, do you mean it was in a shot glass at the bar or in a drink at the bar and knocked over, or do you mean they walked away and they came back and said, "Oh, I spilled my"?
Both, because it's like they're at the bar and their friends
Those are
knocked it
two
over.
Totally different.
Okay,
situations
so
for
then
me.
let's tackle both of them because like the
Yeah.
first one, let's say their friend spilled it over, they went to turn around or somebody, and they just spilled it over and they're like, oh man, like, damn, I spilled it. Can we get another one? And let's start off by saying it's a top shelf one. What do you guys do in that situation? Because I already know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't give you this one. I can give you our well. Sorry, like it is what it is. I can't give away
Yeah.
a shot of our top
I will
shelf.
I will say it depends on where I work and how that place is about spilled. If I work in a place that's not nickel and diming their guests, which is higher end places, depending on where you're going, sometimes the lowest end place. You notice the establishments that are kind of in the middle, depending on the management team, have. So if you knock it over at the bar, I don't care what it is, as long as it's not super, where it's a shot that I have to expect my supervisor at.
Like a 1942 or something.
42,
Yes.
something that high where they're like, "Yo, what's this?" Because they're worried about whatever the amount is that they have to come.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have their quota that they're not supposed to go over without an explanation.
Right.
I don't want to put them in that position. The flip side of that is if I saw the 42, I have to. They paid for 42. I mean, I don't approve of them buying 42 because I don't think it's worth it. But at the same time, you thought it was. I want to make sure you get it. And I tend to only work at a place. Whoever I have to explain that to will be, hey, this actually knocked over to replace. Gotta bite the bullet. Whatever. But when someone walks up and just says, "Oh, my drink was picked up," or "I dropped it," or whatever, I'm like, I got no proof. All right, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's well, or especially if it costs more than well. I'm not taking your word for it. I don't know you.
Yeah, if I don't see it.
Those are my two.
Yeah. Mainly because I'm working at a bar where like I'm only dealing with bar guests. I usually can see it if it happened, and then I will replace it as is. And I mean, like for the most part, if it's not anything crazy, like they're okay with us. Just like as long as we write down our waste log or whatever and explain it, then we should be good. Usually, if it's on the other end, if we're talking about it's at a table, and that's between the server and the guest and the management, and so whatever they tell me to make, then I'll just make, and it's out of my hands.
You do what you can within your power.
Because I mean, the worst one I could say is, I guess what happens is basically the buttons move around a little bit, where you can easily go from Casamigos añejo to Clase Azul añejo, and I don't remember what it is, but like you do, it's something like going to make it a margarita or going to make it from a single to a double. The buttons move around, and so I've seen someone put in a Clase Azul margarita, and then my thing when I'm on like production well is anything that's premium as a margarita, even though I know clearly there are dumbasses out there. Sorry, there are guests that have different perspectives on life that will do
dumbass perspectives.
that will put the premium drinks into mixed drinks and whatnot. It is what it is. I know that happens, but 9 times out of 10, before I make it, I will track down the server and be like, "Hey, did you mean this?" And you know what I mean. I want to get verbal confirmation before I make it, because there has been a situation where the production person didn't track down the server and they made a Clase Azul passion fruit margarita, and then I told the person, I was like, "Hey, yo, wait, let's go check it before we make it." And he's like, "I'm just gonna make it." I'm like, I'm like, "She's right there. Just let me go." I go to ask her, and she immediately freaks out because she's also like a manager too, so she knows like this is gonna look horrible. And she was just like, "No!" And just like running to the restaurant, and he like literally made it, and it was like, "It's made," and literally we comped it or we remade it, and then the bar team just split that margarita. And it just tasted like a passion fruit margarita. Like you really,
you couldn't taste the fucking.
You're not getting what you're
not getting at all what you paid for.
A lot of people get lost on that. A lot of people get lost on that when they order.
Yes. But that time, that was her fault. Like like I said, the buttons move around randomly.
Right.
Now, mind you, these are just speaking to the audience. This is not a guarantee. This is on a like per base kind of thing where not every bartender may do this. Not every establishment might do this. It just depends. We do what we can in our power. For me, it's like you said, everybody gets one. You come back and it's like, you're gonna have to pay for this one. I don't care what it is.
No charging if you
drinks. Your cocktails don't come with insurance. I'm sorry. It's you didn't pay the extra this and that. Unfortunately, your tip does not come. That's not your insurance. I'm sorry. It's just no. You can't keep spilling your drinks.
Denzel. Sorry.
He had his point.
Oh.
Mine went under the radar, but you heard it. Sorry, man. Sorry.
I'll give you that.
We didn't mean to step under
you.
You were saying that one.
You were saying something.
No, that's it. Just these drinks don't come.
Oh, like fake Denzel.
I like that guy.
He played a great president on 24.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I always think about him in Heat.
Oh yeah.
I liked him in Heat.
Yeah.
He was that one motherfucker who should have just stayed washing dishes.
I haven't seen Heat in a while.
I haven't seen Heat in a long time as well.
He was the getaway driver.
Okay.
He had just gotten out of prison. Told his girl, "I'm gonna turn my life around." Job working for slum ass fucking manager at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh fuck you, you're under the table, so therefore I can treat you whatever. And he's just, nah, I'm not working for you. What's his name? Italian guy, not Pacino.
De Niro.
De Niro comes in and is like, yo, I got a job for you, this and that. He's like, man, fuck this job. Goes out, helps him rob a fucking bank, and gets shot in the fucking car. That was actually filmed here on Windsor.
Yeah, I was shot over here.
It was shot right over here.
That
right
whole
next to where
shootout?
we live.
That big ass shootout was over here. It's pretty
They
fucking
shot
cool.
it right outside. One of the reasons, like, where you got to get permits, I found out they didn't tell the people working in the offices that
They were shooting
a
guns.
shootout,
shooting machine guns.
Holy shit!
And so these motherfuckers were called the cops because they saw people shooting at each other downstairs. Like this like this crazy ass fucking shootout, you know?
That's insane that they didn't get a permit for that.
Yeah, you need a permit for it now, but back then, this is the 90s.
Oh,
you just did whatever you wanted,
I guess. Because that's been my whole perception of LA and like shooting and stuff. I didn't even think about there was a time where you didn't need permits.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
movies like that are the reason why permits are required.
There's another thing I noticed recently. But you'll watched Dark Knight. That scene where the cops go.
Yeah.
That was shot right over here on 7th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The metro tunnel they go into is the metro tunnel here at 7th. Because you look at it, you can see just, I was like, but what really bugs me is that I recognize the fucking corner because the gate that's down next to the fucking escalator still down then. I was like, so they've never had that gate up.
Opened that
so why
gate.
the fuck is it there? It bugs me to no end. Why do you have that gated fucking area in front of this fucking escalator? Fucking go ahead.
Yeah.
Carry on. I just had to get that out.
No,
That really bugs me.
it's always funny like when you notice it's like places that you're, oh wait, that was shot at a place that I frequent all the fucking time.
I live upstairs. Yeah.
That's
pretty cool.
crazy.
It is.
Fucking
But
Dark Knight Rises.
fucking
Yes.
I wanted to address that.
Oh, go for
the
it.
whiteboard?
Yeah.
I actually
Got it,
haven't
man.
read it. What does it say?
It says, can I get a tequila soda Sprite, but instead of the soda, can it just be Sprite? And she said it with full confidence, and I look down, I look up, and I told her, so just tequila Sprite? And she's like, yeah. All smiles and everything. Didn't even say like, oh, my bad. I should have just said nothing like that. It was just, she fully committed to it. She's like, yeah, can I get a tequila soda Sprite? But instead of soda, can it just be Sprite? So tequila Sprite?
I think a lot of people...
And she came back and did it again.
Yeah, I
No
think
way.
a lot of people just don't fucking think about
Well, it
things that they're
sounds
saying when they're ordering.
because you hear it so often, vodka soda, tea, with tonic, whatever. You don't realize that that's not really a drink. It's legitimately just telling you the components of the mixed drink.
But even when I corrected her in my own way, saying like, oh, just tequila and Sprite, and she's like, yeah, she came back and said it again. She's like, can I get a tequila soda Sprite? Just Sprite though? Oh wait, do you want just Sprite or do you want tequila and Sprite? She was throwing all these curveballs, and I'm just like, what do you?
I think also, I don't know, but I think people also really kind of get into the I don't know, the rigmarole or just like the routine of ordering in a specific way. I have a homie, anytime he goes to a bar, he goes to the bartender. He says, excuse me, do you have Hennessy? Yes. Do you have a pineapple? Yes. May I get a Hennessy pineapple? And like he orders it like that everywhere we go. That is how he orders it. And I'm just like, if you just ask for a Hennessy pineapple.
And see, that's what I meant
a
second ago. Because you also get the people who say, can I get vodka soda Tito's?
Yeah.
Instead of just saying soda. Or I had a guy recently say, can I get a Crown on the rocks ginger ale? And I was like, wait, want a Crown rocks with a splash of ginger ale? He's like, no, I want them together. And I was like, And I just kind of like smiled. I was like, okay. And, all right. And that was it. That's all I said.
That
happened to me
and
too.
then I
The
made
thing
the
is,
drink.
When you correct them, they still don't really.
But I wasn't trying to correct them.
Right.
And I even left it short of correcting them. It wasn't like I was like, so you want a crown and ginger? I was like, want a crown ginger ale? Splash? And he was like, no. And I want them together. And I was like, all right. Didn't want to correct them. I left it there. I made the drink. I came back in front of him. Like, so why'd you smile? That was the night you came in and I said, I can't say nothing right to these niggas, so fuck all of them.
Dog, I was in the corner
so
chilling,
angry.
and he came up heated. Well, that
Yeah.
was the second time you came up heated because you had gone through.
That was like the third or fourth
Yeah.
time that happened that night.
Yeah.
That was so that's what I mean when we say it's not just that, oh, you're saying that thing and getting all bent out of shape about that thing. You might be the fifth person to say it in the last 5 minutes, and I'm like, why do I have to keep saying the same thing to these people?
Yeah.
They all
When
mean
it's so
different
simple.
things.
Just tell me you want a crown and ginger ale. Because the thing is, when I came back, fucking asked me why I smiled, and I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, well, why'd you smile like that? Why'd you laugh? And it was just the way you ordered it. What was wrong with the way I ordered it? I was like, well, you said a crown on the rocks with ginger ale. He was like, well, what the fuck is wrong with that? I was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm just saying. You could have just said a crown and ginger ale. I just thought it was funny the way you said it because
You inserted the rocks as if I was going to serve it neat.
because on the rock, yeah, because I was like,
I'm not
on the
serving a
rocks means something different. So therefore, I was just trying to make sure I gave you the thing you asked for. He's like, all right, whatever. And then didn't tip me. And I'm like, so
Bitch.
why are you so angry at me? I didn't even try to correct you. All I did
Let's
was
clarify.
involuntarily smile. I tried to clarify.
Yeah.
I left after the clarification. I could have tried to make you feel dumb. I voted against that.
You should have. You fucking should have, man.
That's why I'm a dick.
Stop being nice.
That's why I'm a dick.
Be the
Because if you're
anti-hero.
not gonna tip me either way, I got to get something out of this.
Yes.
Sorry.
And yeah, my personal satisfaction is going to come above everything else.
Oh yeah.
Somebody also asked me for Tito's on the rocks with soda, and I was like, "Oh, you want Tito soda?" She's like, "Yeah, I should have just said that, huh?" I was like,
Yeah, well, that's like sometimes people think about what they're, but I do believe people get in a routine, and this is what you said first, is that people get in a routine of just ordering a certain way. How and why they develop those specific, I don't know, routines. I don't know. I can't speak to it, but I guess like my friend, he probably ran into a place one day that did not have pineapple, I guess. But like the way he orders it, like literally we could be at the stadium, we could be at a dive bar, we could be at a fancy bar. He will always ask, hey, do you guys have Hennessy? Do you guys have pineapple? Can I get a Hennessy pineapple? And no matter where we go, that's how he's gonna order it.
Which you're saying you can just say pineapple.
And the conversation will go from there.
So much shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's so used to that back and forth with the
Yeah.
bartender, and so
Yeah. I just
All right.
I wanted to, for anyone out here who doesn't work in it, that is your point. Is you could just skip those
Yeah.
other lines and just say pineapple. I will let you know if we don't have pineapple.
Yeah.
And then usually I will provide an answer or a substitution alternative to you.
Yeah.
Because you are probably not the only person that asked me this. If I have Hennessy but not pineapple, and you say, can I have a Hennessy pineapple? I'll say, I don't have a Hennessy pineapple. I got this Hennessy passion fruit and some orange juice.
Yeah.
Or something. Let me try to help you get through this order, because I want you to have, if I can't give you the exact thing you want, I want to give you something possible.
And then now I need to tell all my coworkers for that guy to make him a Hennessy passion fruit orange juice, so that we're all on the same page. Because you went out of your way to make his drink right.
Communication.
Full circle.
Yes.
Full circle.
Communication.
Yes.
But it really boils down to.
Yeah.
Really boils down to.
And then you're gonna make that, and then he's still gonna be like, take my Hennessy pineapple. Let me just order vodka tonic.
at least he's got a backup
That's
on the rocks.
On the rocks.
on the rocks. Neat with a twist.
I have had that happen so many times. Where
On the
someone
rocks, neat
says
with a
neat
twist?
on the rocks, not the twist.
Really?
But someone says, "Can I get that neat on the rocks?" And I'm like, "Which one?"
let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Let me stop you right there.
I could do one or the other. I can't do both. It's not possible.
I'm not that good of a bartender.
I mean, it might be neat to you.
Yeah.
That you got to drink it on the rocks, but it can't be neat and on the rocks. Like, yo, this drink was pretty neat. It wasn't.
You're welcome. It wasn't neat at all, but I guess it's swell.
It is swell.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what isn't swell. I had this happen to me twice today.
Oh boy.
On two different sides. So I had a friend text me and ask if I was off this Saturday. After I've told them so many times I work weekends.
Dude.
And I tell them, not only do I work weekends, but those are the only days I work.
Yes.
So just keep in mind, if you're not working, I probably am. Yeah.
That's just life.
Can I just be that one friend that you remember you've never seen on a Saturday? And you just say, I've never seen them on a Saturday, so therefore they're not available on a Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't need you to remember my whole schedule. Just remember the days we've been together. If you've only seen me on a Wednesday evening, chances are you can only see me on a Wednesday evening.
Yeah.
And it is very infuriating, not that the friend asks you, but to constantly be reminded that you're without you and you can't go.
You can't.
Because the flip side of it is I have another friend who asked me to take a night off, which he's known me a long time. I don't do. But there's a reason why. Because it's hard for me to enjoy the event that I'm going to because I am calculating not only how much money I am losing by not working, because I'm not getting paid my hourly, not making any tips. For people out there who've never worked the service industry, if you don't work, you don't get paid.
At all.
It's not like another job where you can request a day off and still get paid for it.
Not salary.
Yeah. Or not just salary. There are hourly jobs. My warehouse job I worked back in the day, I could still, if I had time off, put in that I wanted that day
PTO.
off and still get paid. My PTO, I forgot the fucking acronym.
Damn.
But, you know, to be able to have that as a fallback, you know, it makes it easier to take a day off, to take a vacation. But if you taking a day off, it also means that you're not making any money. And then the money you're spending puts you even deeper into the fucking hole.
Like going into debt.
Yeah.
To yourself.
Yourself.
You
For
owe
fun.
yourself.
Just for fun.
You're going to break your own kneecaps.
Yeah. Seriously.
So where's our money? Oh man, I ain't got it today.
I ain't got it today.
And you're just talking to yourself in the
Yourself
mirror,
in the
just
mirror.
monologuing.
It's
Look like
so
I guess I got to do this.
Look like Smeagol and Gollum. Shit.
I let you slide, I gotta let everybody slide.
But it's just us. Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
In the mirror, just be like, "Where's my money? Where's my motherfucking money?"
Yeah, man. It's just so it's difficult on the one end to get asked to go to something
You talking
and
to me?
having to say no. It's another thing to be on the opposite end of having to be being asked to do something and then you actually say yes and not being able to turn off that calculator mind of, okay, I lost this amount of money from not working shift because this shift I normally this amount of money.
Yep.
So I've already have to factor in that I'm losing by not earning this amount of money.
Them also.
But then going out,
Yes.
I also have to add on what I spent that night.
Yep.
Or that day or that weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times people just don't understand that when they ask us out to things.
Mm-hmm.
It's so difficult. Stop making your service industry friends say no to you.
Yeah.
You know, because I've seen, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is not just because of those. It's just it was funny that it happened to me twice on this day. Yes, but I've seen a couple different restaurant server style pages that have been posting stuff about that lately.
Yeah.
And it reminds me that there are a lot of people who, if they've never worked night, and
Yep.
we're on a completely different schedule.
That, and in addition to that, I think it's also what I run into is I have friends that they might understand that a little bit, but they also don't understand that I need a week, sometimes 2+ weeks in advance notice, because if that shift is already out, or that shift, or not that shift, but like if that schedule is already out, now I need to try to get that shift covered. And I mean, now it's a little bit easier because people need shifts at my job, but there was a point in time when like you had to legitimately bribe people to take your shifts.
Oh yeah.
Because
nobody
was trying to work, especially like you're talking about like a Sunday night or a Saturday night, like where I'm at, people would rather be out doing their own thing. If they already have in their mind that they're going to be off on a Saturday and they have plans and all that, trying to get them to cancel those plans or cancel even the idea that they might be off to come work your shift so you can go out and have fun because you didn't, in their head they're like, oh, you didn't schedule, you didn't plan, you know what I mean? And so when people ask you, like,
a lot of times they're already fucked up.
Yeah, and you're talking about like, hey, can you come in tomorrow? I'm going to be really hungover, so probably not.
Oh.
And so I think for me, it's been trying to get my friends to understand that I need weeks in advance, because if my name is on that schedule, it's going to be really, really tough for me to get that shift covered and to get off to come to your thing.
Especially when you're the person who covers shit.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's even harder for you to get a night off.
Yeah.
Because if you do schedule a night off or are scheduled for a night off, you're doing the most you can with that night, you know, especially if it's the night that you're already scheduled off.
Yeah.
Because you're not losing any money that night.
Right.
You're already not
planned for it.
You've already made your money, or you planned ahead.
Right.
I'm not coming in now.
No.
Because I already sacrificed last Friday for this, you know.
Like I worked those 2 other shifts the past week just so that I can feel comfortable about being off this night. Yeah.
Right.
It's so tough to get, I think, non-industry folks to get that. Yeah. But then also to understand that, like, when I'm going out with you, oh my God, I think I've lost a friendship because I didn't go.
Oh my God.
Because I didn't go on some trips. Like, they're just like, you don't travel, Rob. You don't ever travel. And I'm just like, it just, like, when I travel, I'm constantly thinking about the money I'm not making and the money that I'm spending. And that makes me feel bad. For whatever reason, kudos to you guys for working enough ahead to, like, have stowed away that. The way that my life works and the bills that I have just doesn't really allow for that.
I completely resonate with that. I resonate with that 100%.
It just doesn't. I'm not able to squirrel enough money to make big extravagant trips quite yet, and I've made peace with that. I'm good with that.
Same.
But I have legit friends that are like legitimately mad at me because I didn't come to their like birthday
you
trips.
Pay for me then if you want me to go that bad.
And I'm just like, I'm just gonna sit those out, guys. I'll send you guys pictures, kudos, happy birthday, all that, and it just like caused a huge rift in our friendship because of it. And I was just like, wow. I feel this is weird that I even need to explain this to you. Like, that this is just not how. I'm just like, why do I have to explain this to you? Like, it was really baffling to me.
Yeah, if they want you to go that bad, they can pay for you.
I'm not that person, but yes, like, don't flew me out nowhere. Like, I'm trying to get flued out.
Flew me out. I don't give a fuck.
I've heard
I'm
of
friendships for a plane ticket.
I've heard of friendships being broken up on a trip, but never for not going on a trip.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, I'm just not gonna make this trip, and they're just like, you never make any of our trips. I'm just like, all right, what happened?
We got a homie. I won't say their name because I don't want to put the business out there, but I am gonna put part of their business out there without their name attached to it.
They're anonymous business out there.
Yeah, that's the point. It's got to be anonymous. But just in the vein of this story, like telling another side of it, we have a mutual friend who this year has gone to 2 separate countries that they haven't gone to before. One was for the pre-wedding party. I'll say it that way because I don't want to say bachelor thing. Sure. But then the other one was for the wedding itself. So you have a couple who decided, well, we have enough money that we can travel for our wedding party and our wedding. And we'd love it if you came too. Motherfucker, what? You're doing that good, not me.
Yeah.
If you want a destination wedding, then you better make sure everyone can get to that destination.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You want a destination party? Make sure everyone can get to that destination.
Yeah.
By you being able to pay for it or knowing that their situation is already set up
Right.
to where they can fucking afford it. Don't say I'm gonna have a wedding in Japan and then get upset that people can't make it to fucking Japan.
Yeah.
You know, so that was one of the things that really bugged me about it, which I understood that, you know, for the bride and the groom, and that they had these images in their minds of how they wanted to consummate them. I understand that you wanted that for yourself. That's what honeymoon is for. That's what vacations are for yourself. Don't put your friends in that position. They have to go to support your dream.
It's fucking weird.
And I say that because when it comes time for you to support them when they get home, you're not going to pay for them, because this friend went on both of those trips. On the first one, came back broke. When the second one, not only came back broker, but had another situation where they ended up having to take time off from work.
Ugh.
And had a medical emergency.
Ugh.
So now they are in the hole 3 times.
Jeez.
I have no idea who you're talking about now.
I'll tell you off camera, but they had 2 different trips that they paid for barely, and then to come back after the second trip and have this medical emergency that, as we have talked about before on this fucking podcast, a medical emergency in the US means you got to pay thousands of dollars.
Yep.
Just to have someone say hi and make sure you filled out your paperwork correctly.
Yeah.
That's $1,000 right there. Shit. But for them to have that happen, they can't go back to the bride and groom and be like, hey, you remember how I went and supported you in your time of
So I need about 200 for groceries.
Yeah.
That needs
Yeah.
food.
It's hard for me to pay my rent right now. It's hard for me to pay my bills right now
And,
because I planned ahead to go to your thing. And for those out there who want to not have sympathy or empathy for that person, saying, well, they just could not have gone, they also told me a story about how someone else that they're friends with ended their friendship, or at least made their friendship with them more difficult, because they saw that they were going to this destination. They didn't go to theirs a year or 2 before. And they were like, well, I didn't have the money then. I barely have it now.
Jesus.
And I'm going to this one based off the fact that I didn't go to that one, so let me make amends some way
Right.
to myself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's fucking weird,
So
man.
now they have the financial and emotional guilt from all of that, all because they work in the service industry.
That's
They didn't
intense
even
and
ask for it,
crazy.
you know?
And
And those are the things that don't get thought about. Because on top of it, I even said, because they work 2 jobs, I was like, second job has insurance, right? I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't double check, you know, with
Right,
them,
right,
'cause I was
right.
like, that's your own shit.
right.
But it's sad that that's some shit that they have to think about. Like,
Yeah.
does my other job offer insurance? Job that I work X amount of hours a week, they care about me enough? Do they value me enough to help pay for insurance? I don't know.
You don't know.
Guess I'll find out, you know.
That's just crazy. And
all the
yeah.
things that we go through, man.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I want to have to explain all of that to people and
You shouldn't
friends.
have to.
I think it's just very much like, hey man, I'm just not gonna be able to make it. I'll send a gift. I'll send a nice gift. You know what I mean? Because I'm not spending it on traveling.
Here's $100. Buy some drinks on me on your honeymoon.
You know what I mean?
Whatever.
I do like that people have the whole register
Yeah, it's great.
where
It's
you can just jump
great.
in and buy them something. I don't ever buy anything. Because
but it's a nice idea.
It's a nice idea for people who can't think about their relationship with you. I will still buy you something pertaining to my thoughts of. I'm not buying shit
yeah,
off
no,
of
I don't
your
have time for
registry.
that shit.
I'm gonna be like, you know what? If it's in town, then I'll buy you a gift. If it's out of town, motherfucker, I am the gift. I'm not buying you a gift and traveling to you.
Yeah.
I brought all this sparkling personality with me, baby.
I am getting your reception.
Where's my
wall.
present? My presents.
Yes.
Yes.
My
It's a
presence is a
I
present.
am
Absolutely.
present here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Presenting myself.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. I
You're
showed up,
welcome.
didn't I? All right.
I'm gonna make sure we all have a good time, right?
I'll put a bow on myself if you want to unwrap me, but like, you know,
Hey,
it's just,
depending on who's in that bridal party, we can negotiate some things.
oh my
man.
god.
You know, I'm here to remind all of your friends that they might find Mr. Right. But until then, Mr. Right Now came to this wedding.
I'm there to let all your other friends know that I'm the favorite friend and the most fun one. That's what I'm there for.
Yeah, Mr. Right.
Mr. Right.
Mr. Right Now.
Mr. Right now.
Mr. Right Now. I'm good at parties. I am good at parties.
You're making out there, making out.
No,
a
I
bit
don't
later.
even have to. The last wedding I went to, I got in a dance battle with a kid.
That sounds
That shit
fun
was
as
fun
fuck.
as fuck, bro.
That sounds
Yo,
hella
we were
fun.
going at it. I was sweating. I ain't sweated that much at a wedding ever. Yo, we went at it.
That's actually
Yeah.
dope as hell.
It was fun, man.
I need
Yeah.
a
It was
wedding
really good
video
time.
from that. We got to see it.
I haven't seen one.
We gotta
No
roll the
one's
tape.
ever sent me one.
I'm all about the
No one's ever sent
reception
me one.
parties.
I've been waiting for it to just pop up out of nowhere. I haven't seen one. Yeah, me and this little white kid, we went at it.
Hell yeah.
I was in the middle of the circle, and he was like, "Oh no, I got moves." And you know how little kids come
Yeah,
in.
it's the
"Nah, I got
confidence.
moves, and
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna steal your moves.
It's
So
just
I
like,
would only do moves that I knew he could do.
yeah,
I wouldn't do
yeah.
moves that I'm
Oh, yeah,
like,
of course.
all right, man, I'm an adult. You can't do that. I'm like, I'm gonna do some childlike moves. I'm gonna be off beat with you.
That
I'm gonna
sounds
mirror
dope
what
as
you're doing,
fuck.
and it was fun because
Start crumping to party in the USA.
Oh god, that's the most USA thing ever.
One
If
of
you
the
think
most
about it.
fun times I've ever had at a wedding, man. Just
That's
because
very
that
cool.
little kid was like, "Oh, this adult is matching my energy," and he has
Yeah.
weird hair too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
Like,
he was
it's
white, so
fun
he
as
looked at me.
hell.
He was like, "I didn't even know they made him in that color." And I was like,
Jesus
"Yes,
Christ.
they do." I was like a fucking black troll doll.
It's like, where did you come from, and how did you get those moves? Those are my moves.
Those are
Holy
my
shit!
moves.
My thing in wedding receptions is the Bay Area part of the music. If like they have like a whole hyphy E40 too short, because I like just me and my college friends, we all were like in school when like the hyphy movement was at its height. And
Was
yeah,
that his hyphiest?
the hyphiest of movements. And so we just go dumb. We go dumb for
Did you go stupid
we go stupid,
and then you went dumb?
and then we
That's
yeah
what's up. You got to do it.
yeah,
in order.
and then like shake them dreads.
Ooh,
That
that was actually the first song I listened to. They walk into the
no way,
no bullshit. Tell me when to go. Put it on before
bro.
I on
it's
my way walking to the
so
gym. I was like,
phenomenal.
this is how I'm starting my
It
day.
just doesn't get
Wait,
better.
did you guys ever see that post where it's like, why does E40 rap like he's underwater?
Wait, no, I don't have it. Go
I
for
don't
it.
have it.
Like
either.
his voice and the way he raps, it sounds
Oh,
like
we
he's.
thought there was a punchline.
No, I was waiting for a punchline.
No, I was talking about the
Oh
post.
shit,
Oh,
bro, you
Like,
had me ready for.
I was
a
trying to.
no,
I
I'm
was
sorry,
waiting for
that
a
was the
punchline. I was
punchline.
like, can I get to the punchline? Can I
No,
figure
that
it
was
out?
it. It's like somebody said, "Oh, like why does
I thought it was
E40 sound
gonna
like
be
he's?"
40
I'm trying to
water.
find. Yeah,
I thought you were gonna
Of
do
the
something like
40
that.
water,
No,
like
because he's
sorry.
underwater or something.
Yeah.
No,
I
like
thought
his
it was
entire flow. It's like, yeah, you guys ever notice E40 raps like he's underwater? It's like his voice and everything. It's like,
I mean,
oh,
he's
yeah.
40
What
water.
shit? Yeah.
I thought you.
No,
Listen,
sorry, my
listen.
bad.
Well, no, your face
got
sold
none
it.
but
Because
a
usually
power with some
when you have that
natural
look, it's like,
Hebrews going
oh
dumb
man,
dancing
he's
on top
coming
of
with a
cherries and
punchline.
turning tight ones. Tell me when to go dumb.
I think I've said this before, but I really don't like Cali rap.
You don't like what?
Cali
Cali
rap
rap.
and Cali rappers.
Yeah, you said it before.
Yeah,
But
I just can't get
there's
behind-
so much variety.
I
to
can't
it.
get
But
behind
you
the.
don't like most things.
Oh.
Well, okay, let me narrow it down. I don't know what part of California it is from, but it's the ones that all rap off beat.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
like Blueface?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Oh, I
like
don't
that
like that.
genre of Cali rappers
yeah, but
that
most
rap
people don't
off
like
beat that I always constantly hear at work. I don't like it. I can't get behind the offbeat rapping.
I don't know.
But that's to me, those aren't rappers. Those are gangbangers talking over me. That's different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're just like they're the homies who don't have a good flow and they can't make a real song, but everyone in the hood fucks with them, and then they get on a good beat and they blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
And okay, it's not for me, I'm like you. I don't like the shit either, but I'm just like, I just tune it out.
I just tune it out.
Blueface, I tune it out. Nothing against Blueface, man. Be in your fucking lane. It is what it is.
If it
Make
works,
your money,
it
bro.
works.
Yo, for them
If it
thug
works, it
ass
works.
motherfuckers out there, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They just care you're saying the shit that they care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't on beat either. You know what I mean? Like, so,
In life.
okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
go ahead. Just stay in your
It's like
corner,
you just,
man.
yeah, they just want to hear the music that kind of gets them through their day. I guess. But
They,
was,
want to
uh,
hear the music that gets them through this drive-by.
this offbeat ass shit. But yeah, when you say you did like
bullets are
Cali
offbeat.
music, I'm just like, you know, like Schoolboy Q, you know, like Kendrick, you know, like
No.
YG.
Yeah, that's why I was
you
trying
know,
to like narrow it down.
Yeah,
Well, even
okay.
YG is offbeat sometimes.
He is. No, he is.
A little
He
bit.
is.
Yeah. But he
He
fits
is.
in the category of what you just described as well. So
Exactly. To me, he's the
He's in and out.
Yeah,
he's
He's
in
in
and
and
out.
out.
Bridge
He
to
can
some of
rap,
this
but he
He
may
can.
not always.
But sometimes he
choose
does
to.
have
Yeah.
offbeat. But I brought that up because I was thinking about this post that I saw from this one homie who shot a video for I think it was a rapper in I don't know what part of California, but I'm listening to it and like the visuals were cool, whatever. The guy on camera looked just very awkward because again he's probably one of those thug ass motherfuckers that just whatever, but he wanted visuals, and I'm listening to him like, oh man. This is ass. This shit is fucking garbage.
This
But
is
to the homie, hey, get your
garbaggio.
bank. Get your fucking money, bro. I get it. They paid you to shoot those videos. Fucking get it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't really care for their music either. But I'm like, God damn. And all of his friends think this is good. This is absolute garbage.
No, he's just
dog
hoping that
shit
he makes
to
it.
me.
But that's just like someone serving a cocktail or serving a dish that just fucking work for you. Because I know some bartenders that have made some ass drinks,
Like,
Yeah.
and then you know
This
you'll
is
get,
trash.
yeah, exactly. Like you do the straw test, and they're like, "What do you think?" Trying not to.
Vomit. I'm trying not to vomit.
I'm trying not to think right now. I don't want to tell you what I think of this cocktail. I don't even want to think of this cocktail again. But then they'll give it to someone else, and then that person will be like, "Oh my god, this is the most amazing thing." I don't know if they're bullshitting them or not. I don't need to know.
I have a
I don't need to know.
coworker.
If that's on you, that's on you. Sorry.
I have a coworker that's just like that, where I'll make some stuff and I'll have all of them try it, but I'll have her try it first because she's the younger one. And I'm like, here you go. And she goes, straw test. It's like, and I'm like, what do you think? She's like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And then all the other ones be like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Just turns to him like, grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because I know she likes
you
like
take that the opposite way of what I thought you would, because to me, I'm like, at least she's being honest with.
Well, no. The
oh,
young,
I know
that's how
that.
I-
She's either being honest or it's like, stop being a child. Drink mezcal.
What else I'm saying? Like, the younger drinkers are always looking for the juicy, fruity stuff or Long Island.
And that's true because
yeah.
when I made something that was a little bit fruity, she's like, oh, this is good. I'm like, it's all fucking sugar.
But it's
Yeah.
not always age. I will say that it
It's
starts
not.
with age.
It starts with age, for sure.
It starts
That's
with
the
age,
thing.
yes.
Because, you know, we all have friends that they just want something fruity. They want something sweet because they want to get fucked up without tasting the fucked upness. You know, like I want some Hawaiian punch, but I want to get fucked up over it. You know what I mean?
Jungle
Like,
juice.
Yeah. I made a jungle
jungle
bird.
juice. I actually have a recipe for Hawaiian.
Ooh. Tell me when to
I made it
go.
for you. I don't know if I made
You
it
guys
for
ever
yet.
just think sometimes like, man, I want to go to a party where they have jungle juice and just.
I mean,
Is that
well,
ever
it was-
like, you know what? Let me
it did
just
not go well.
let me
It
just
went horrible.
dip into it a little bit. I remember what it's like. I know it's a bad idea, but damn, I just want to get
Dude,
fucking stupid.
It was my
One more time before I completely cut it off.
You gotta be in the mood.
It was my
To me, I
Yeah.
don't think it needs to be ever cut off. It just needs to be the right mood.
Uh.
If you put me in a room full of people I don't want to be around and there's jungle juice, I don't want the jungle
No,
juice.
absolutely.
But if you put me in a room full of people that I'm like, oh, I fuck with everyone in this room,
Yeah.
but jungle juice is what we have, then that's what the fuck we're drinking.
It'll be fun.
Because I've been at parties like that. It's like 30, 40 people, and we were making jungle juice in those big ass fucking Rubbermaid fucking things. But
Yes.
everyone was cool. Everyone fucked with each other. There was no drama.
Yeah.
The first couple times, after a while, there was. But I'm saying the first couple times we were good. So it was
Yeah.
like, yo, I can fuck with jungle juice if no one's measuring anything. No one cares what we're making.
Oh,
We're just
God.
making these big ass tubs of drinks. And when it's out, it's out. But you're with the right people. You're in the right environment. It was a cookout. It was here in Cali.
Wait,
So the weather was nice and
how
shit.
recent was this?
Huh?
When was this?
This might have been in like 2014, 15.
Because I went to a party in I think it was 2012, and it was in a backyard in like North Hollywood.
Oh no, we were in different circles back then. Trust me.
Oh man, that would have been crazy. If like,
No.
Oh,
I
shit.
was coming out here then, but I'm saying the
Worlds
circles we were
collide.
in, that
This is very different.
Yeah, those
Okay.
are during my darker days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We were
cool.
not in the same circles.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But like, yes, that was. I think this is the last place I was at that had jungle juice, and I just remember we got there to the party. It was outside. It was some people from school that we hadn't seen each other in a while, like some other people I didn't know, but it was like one of my first really nice parties in LA. And so I was like, a lot of people, a lot of beautiful people, cool. There was like a shed that had alcohol, so we were making just cups of mixed drinks and just like very usual shit that you would get at a party. And all of a sudden, I just look over to the DJ booth and he has the tubs, and literally he just empties. I just see him pour and empty I'm opening the mic, so 2 of Everclear just into the tub at the same time.
oh God, no.
And so I'm just like, wow, that is a lot of fucking alcohol into a
Borderline
tub of
rubbing
alcohol.
alcohol right there. At
It
that
is,
point.
but here's the thing: when you get done with making the jungle juice, literally, and so like when I saw people like literally just putting cups in there, and you just get it.
We at least had ladles.
We didn't have.
Oh.
This is the first time I ever saw a ladle get used.
It's Everclear,
It
so
was
it's gonna kill the
jungle
bacteria.
juice, man.
It was, but like then by the time you drink it, it literally just tastes like Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
how
was
it
just
gets
like,
it.
this is dangerous.
It's bad.
I'll have another.
You're
And then-
taking time on.
And I just remember the entire party just went on tilt.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because like everyone was like generally having a good time, and then just chaos.
My
just
name's Rob. I bet you're
ensued.
wondering how I got here.
Dog.
Let's
Like,
go back
literally
to 5 hours ago.
everybody. Like I will show you guys a picture of me where like I've never thought that I could take a picture where I photobomb myself. And I did in this picture, and it's glorious, but like it literally is me and my homie, and like it describes just where this party was. It just so much was happening in such fast time, and yeah, that party just went on tilt for everybody, and everybody like a week later we were describing it. Like one of my friends, somehow I drove us home. I should not have. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt I should not have, but I had to go back
Oh,
because he left his shoes outside of the bounce house that was at this party. That's how crazy this fucking party was. Huh?
My opinion, those shoes are gone.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
going
no.
back for you.
the last time. Sorry, go
Oh
ahead.
no, I was just gonna say how I found him, because like here's what happened. I drove me and my roommate home. I get there, and then my other homie calls me, he's like, yo, you gotta come pick up the homie because he's gotta go. And I was just like, all right, cool. Mind you, it's the guy that we left there, it's his rental car, but I just couldn't find him when I was like, we gotta go. Shit's getting out of hand, we gotta go. And so I was just like, I left him there. I roll back to get him, and like literally homie is passed out face down in the driveway and no shoes,
Nice.
just socks. And I was like, bro, you just get in the fucking car. And it was a mess of a party.
The last time I had jungle juice at a party, this fucking guy was eating grass.
Nice.
Just,
It's more
I mean,
the
like
position.
off the ground.
Nice.
I was there. I was at this party with my cousin Tony. I don't even know whose house, whatever. He's just like, hey, there's person's having an Airbnb party, whatever, this and that. Don't bring nothing to it. I'm like,
Dangerous.
all right, cool. Pull
Stranger
up. They got
danger.
the fucking thing of jungle juice. I'm like, oh boy. Indulge. It was a great night overall. And then me and him, a couple other random people were just chilling by like this. It was a really nice house, little fire pit. These guys are going back and forth about whatever. And then somewhere, somehow, something came up about saying like grass isn't nutritional for you, whatever, or you can't eat grass. So this dude, he's like fucking eating it. He's like, can I down it with some beer or whatever? And me and my cousin are just like, what the fuck are these white people doing? Safe to say he won the bet, but
In
he
my
just
head, is there more than alcohol being indulged upon in this particular?
Dude, it was Jungle
Dark
Juice.
time.
Nah, that was it. They were just
It was just Jungle Juice.
Jungle Juice. Well, he was drinking a beer at some point. I don't know where he got it, but
no, yeah, but I just assumed there
that
were
was-
other.
probably I don't know. But he was
Oh.
trying to prove a point, and he just went into the ground, grabbed a nice meaty handful of grass, and
Not meaty.
It wasn't
handful.
meaty. It was vegan.
yeah.
It's vegan as fuck.
Oh yeah, he might have been. I don't know, but he just and his mouth
That
was
grass
full
costs
too.
$12.50 now.
Like he didn't
Yeah.
like he
That's
got a
wheat
full
grass.
mouthful. It wasn't just like a little couple blades. It was a full mouth of grass and dirt.
It's not gross, but it's gross. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Depends on the grass.
Fair.
mind you,
It's
everybody was
Bermuda.
stepping on it, so it's pretty fucking gross.
Yeah.
That.
Gross.
That's
You know what we
insane.
should do is if we can find pictures of us on our 21st birthdays and put
don't
it
have
as
one.
like a thumbnail. Damn it.
Can try to look it up, but I really don't. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of pictures of. There's not a
Dark
lot of
days.
proof that I've existed up until this point.
He's not real.
It's
He's not
really
real.
not. Like, it's so hard to find pictures of me. Yeah, it's
Really?
weird. Nah, I don't know. I've just never been a picture.
I am not a picture guy. My mom is a picture person,
My mom
and
is
so
a picture person
she
for sure.
just-
oh my God.
Gotta
takes
get those
picture.
pronouns right.
Picture
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
wow.
She definitely takes pictures at every instance, and it's going to be a bunch of pictures, and I got to take it the long way and the other long way,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And so as a byproduct of that, I don't take a lot of pictures, and so like I got Instagram, but like just the thought of taking so many pictures for everything in life just doesn't
Posting it.
occur to me because she just took so many pictures.
Yeah, my mom was responsible for taking all the pictures, so I don't need to post them. She'll tag me in them later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my mom also loved photography too, so I get it.
Yeah.
So that's why she did it.
Well, it's crazy. My mom does not want to be on Instagram. She was like, I want to be able to share them, but not with strangers. And I was just like, I get
Who else
that.
was going to share them with? Everybody else was at the party.
Yeah, I
They
think
were
it's
there.
like family. I guess like just other family. Hey, family, look at this other stuff we did with other family. And I'm just like, I guess. But yeah, no, the idea of sharing pictures with strangers just doesn't occur to her for as many pictures as she takes of stuff.
I'm definitely with you on like not taking pictures of myself too, and even more so now where I'm like I'm more just kind of getting to like I'm only gonna share basically this podcast and other like professional endeavors. Like my personal life is really just starting to like personal because I know where this is going.
Yeah.
So it's like I want little access to those around me now.
Yeah.
Even now, like do it early before we get to that point.
Yeah.
Like you guys are only gonna see what I want you to see, or if you see me on Twitch. So that's where you get to see me a little bit more.
That's been
Yeah.
my
Not
issue.
not in that way, but you know what I mean.
Well, for the right price.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, we could be going there as well.
That's been my issue for the longest time, especially. Joe is that I'm not. I was too relaxed.
Yeah, I was
I only
like,
got one
I was so
fucking-
shooting.
He was falling asleep. He was falling asleep. I seen his face. He's like, shit. I don't even.
No. I was actually just trying to make sure I stayed as relaxed as possible because we got to tighten it up here in a minute.
Yep.
But that's been one of my biggest issues with us starting something that has to be so public is that I've always been a very private, reserved person or
Yeah.
whatever. So just trying to lean into that has always been kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kinda weird, but
Out of my eye.
money shot for the right price.
All right, I knew where that was going.
So let's finish this week's episode with the way that we tried to start it. How are you guys' last couple weekends?
I actually thought
Talk about
about it as
Mexican
well,
Independence
like, coming back to catching up.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is perfect. Yes. Me.
Yeah.
I was away last week for a funeral, so sad there. But I did get to see a lot of family, which under sad pretenses, but it was good to see them, good to connect. And then after the funeral, then I got to kind of like hang out with family, and it was a little bit less of that cloud hanging over. It's still there, but yeah. It was a relative of my granny who I was like really, really close with. So that hit.
Condolences on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
man.
But yeah, so that was this past weekend. This past week was that. And then the weekend before that, yeah, it was just I just was working a lot. Yeah, because I knew I was taking off last week, so I was picking up all the shifts, and I was just working pretty much nonstop, and that was where I just ran into. I think I don't know if I told it podcast. It was told this on the podcast a couple weeks ago, but it was like somebody that came in and specifically was like, "Hey, I give him the menu, and then his girl like orders a drink, and I'm like, cool, I'll make you that drink. What do you want, man?" And he looks at the menu, doesn't know what he wants. Cool, I'm gonna make her a drink. I'll come back to you. Come back to him. There's your drink. Oh, it looks really good. And he's asked me like, what do you like, or what do you like to make? And I'm like, sir, don't play this fucking game with me. This doesn't go fucking well.
Yeah.
I was like, me personally, I like booze forward drinks. Like, what drink is your favorite drink to make? It doesn't mean anything to you if my favorite drink to make is a mezcal old fashioned and you like a vodka soda. Yeah. But sure, let's go down this road. I like a mezcal old fashioned. It's really good. It's tasty. It's smoky. Booze forward. Da da da. And he's like, okay, I'll get one. And I was like, sir, are you sure you want this? Have you even ever had mezcal? He's like, no, I don't think so. But yeah, just give it to me.
Oh, God.
I go through the whole thing of making it. I even, fuck. I forgot about this part. I even went to because like usually we only have oranges as garnishes up there. I went through the whole thing of, I made the bar back go back to get me a grapefruit because it's, grapefruit goes better with the mezcal old fashioned. I was like, oh yeah, go back and get me a grapefruit. We're missing grapefruit out here. So he has to go all the way back, get me a grapefruit, bring it up. I peel it to go with it, all that type of stuff. I get it. I give it to him. Takes one sip. I don't like it. Can you just give me what you made my girl?
About to go Super Saiyan on you, motherfucker. I'm just gonna.
God. I was like, sir, are you serious? I was like, again, this is the part that why it frustrates me the most, you guys, is because I think I'm kind of good at my job, right? So I try to have these conversations up front with people to avoid this thing. So like if I have this whole thing where I stop and I'm just like, hey, are you sure this is what you want? Have you ever had mezcal? It has these flavor profiles. Why don't you tell me what you usually drink or something like that? And you still go forth. You put me in this position where now I look like I don't know what I'm doing because I have to go to a manager and explain why I'm wasting an entire mezcal old fashioned. I hate it. I hate you now. And I'm going to make your drink with as much fucking spite as possible.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm probably going to take a long time and ask everyone else at the bar if they also need a drink before I make your drink.
A good way to get around that.
Make them feel like a bitch.
Dead ass. I mean that. When someone orders something from me, especially when it's a man, and they're just like, oh, well, what do you normally drink? What do you normally order? Do mezcal neat. That's it. Mezcal neat. Oh, what's that? I'm like, oh, it's like tequila, but it's smokier. I drink my liquor straight. I drop my dick on the bar from the beginning. If you ain't drinking liquor straight, then you don't want what I want.
Yeah.
So once I establish dominance, tell me what your bitch ass drink is. How about you help me figure out what sweet ass cocktail I can give you since you want to be a little bitch. Because I told you I drink mezcal straight. Because you asked me. I didn't just say that.
I'm not
you asked me to whip it out and I put it on the bar. Make them feel like a bitch. So that way, if they don't like it, they still got to drink it.
Yeah.
Because then the girl's going to be like, well, you asked him what he drinks. He said he drinks this straight. You said you could drink it. Now you don't like it. You're going to be looking at you like,
you bitch.
All right. Yeah, don't make me waste alcohol, man. Don't make me do that. I'm gonna make it your fucking problem.
I was so
It is
upset.
your problem now.
And oh man, I think I really went all out for the garnish a little bit too.
Oh God.
I was like, yeah. And
Last time you're probably gonna do that shit, right?
Nah,
probably not.
Nah,
because I just enjoy doing it. I do enjoy doing it, but like
he gives head for him, not for them.
But is that not the best head though? Is that not the best head?
Yeah, I was on your side. I'm
yes,
sorry.
all right. I'm just saying for everyone out there, when they're doing it for them, you enjoy it the best.
I said that shit weeks
I
ago.
know. I'm just making sure we know which side we're
I do
going.
this for me, not for you.
It's for me.
All right.
Yes.
If you don't come, that's on you, not on me.
I really
Tell me how to
job.
help you out, and I will help you out.
Yes.
I'm doing this part for me. If you don't give me any instructions, I'm just gonna play the game the way I know how to play.
Yeah.
Mashing buttons, baby.
I saw this post that said, "You know, a man enjoys giving head when he's doing it on his stomach, kicking his legs in the air."
Bro. Bruh, I'll cross them bitches. I'll let you look at the bottoms of my feet. When you look down, you're gonna see my eyes and my feet. You look like two sets of eyes looking at you, bitch. Oh I am in this for me. I have a low profile bed. In case I don't want him to see the feet, just see the top of my head. Like, where's the rest of them at?
Don't worry about it.
Did he dive in? Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Oh, this is for me. This is not for you.
Yeah.
All right. You can make it for you, which makes it even better for me. But this is for me.
This is great.
When it comes to bartending, when it comes to serving, everything in this industry, I have to do it for me because I have to do it so many different times.
Yes. Over and over.
I have to take the mundanity out of it where it becomes boring.
Yeah.
So don't take me out of that illusion because I have to do this so many times. I'm trying to give you the best experience. If you want to make it to where you're feeling more special, then give me a reason for you to stand out above everyone else.
Yeah.
If you want to ask my name, which I used to hate when people ask my name, but now I understand. They want to feel more connected to you.
Right.
I completely understand that. That's why I enjoy making up a cocktail with someone, even if it's an offshoot from something else I've already made or something on the menu. I do enjoy that part. You know?
Yeah.
So come in at least with some kind of idea in mind of what you want and let me help you get there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And to what that guy did, he thought he was trying to make a connection with me, I guess. But the way to do it, don't know what you want, go in with like, I like this liquor, or this is what I usually have.
Mm-hmm.
I would like something different. And then we can go from there. But just going in with just asking me what I like, and what I like, honestly, is just irrelevant. If you don't like anything that I like at all, it's just it's so irrelevant. It's just not a relevant question.
Yeah.
Even ask me what I like to make. It's like, if you don't like it, then I'm here to kind of get you the best drink for you. Right. Tell me what you like, what you usually drink. And I promise you we can get there together, and I will enjoy making it for you. Just give me something to work with.
Right.
Because if I'm starting from ground zero or whatever I like, it just means jack shit.
But you also don't want to start in the negative.
Yeah.
Don't say make for me what you like and then I make that for you, especially if I've tried to talk you out of it, because it doesn't seem like you're the type of person who would like this, which we also have to check out, like check those indicators.
Yeah.
Based on the conversation, based on dress and everything like that. Don't make me make this cocktail that I've already established that I enjoy having myself. And now you insist on having it, but also do not like it. Now I got to waste it. So now I'm behind the 8 ball because you're already having a negative experience, which means I'm even less likely to get tipped because you may take that out on me that you didn't pick a drink. You didn't pick this appetizer or this main course.
Yeah.
I picked it and you didn't like it. So now I'm the cause of your issue, your cause of dissatisfaction. no one wants to start behind the 8 ball. You don't want to clock into work and find out that you're already about to get fired. You don't want to. Why would you finish the shift? Why would you finish that interaction? You go into your boss's office knowing that they have a problem with you already. It's like, why the fuck am I going to go in there?
Yeah.
But we have to do that. We have to do that. What about for you?
Oh man, no, my weekend was all right. I had this very intrusive thought that next summer, because it's already starting to wind down now, when people are gonna be outside hanging out, I'm turning on the fucking heaters and making it even hotter to force them to come inside to the AC and fucking dance. I'm tired of that shit.
Just start a bonfire outside.
I might as well, because I'm mad that it dawned on me so late in the summer, but I'm just gonna start turning on the fucking heaters and making it way hotter than it needs to be. So people are like, dude, it's so hot in here. Let's go inside to the air conditioning. Maybe we'll start dancing.
I love that.
Fuck that shit.
You're so.
I'm gonna force them to have fun and be
so
inside.
Spiteful of a person that you spend your shifts thinking about how to make shit worse for guests next summer.
It's not gonna be worse. They're gonna have
He's like,
fun.
man, I'm done hating on this year. I'm planning on my hate for next year, bro.
I just make shit. I mean, they're gonna enjoy being inside.
Oh yeah, they are.
But
I'm doing it for them.
You're spending this shift this year thinking about how to make shit more uncomfortable for motherfuckers in like 8 months.
That's high level hate.
Petty don't stop.
That is the next level of hate and spite and petty.
That is what I do. This group of, actually, one girl in this group called me petty because they came in and then they were there for a birthday and they're like, oh, it's her birthday. And I'm like, oh, happy birthday. And the one friend was like, that's it? That's so petty. And I'm like, bitch, I can be pettier.
Are petty P.
I am.
Yeah.
But I just, what do you want me to do? I've never seen you before. And it's like, oh, happy birthday. I could have ignored that. That would have been petty.
Yeah. That's,
so then
I have the same reaction.
I kind of felt a little bad, whatever. And I'm like, okay, after the majority of them left and there was like 2 of them that were paying for the drinks, gave them a little hash. I'm like, hey, this is for your birthday friend. Shouldn't have done that. They didn't fucking tip.
Yep.
Ugh. And I was like, you know what? I should have stuck with the original thought. And
of course. It's even worse at a restaurant where like they legitimately always expect you to give free desserts, and I'm just like this ain't Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. We don't. Nothing is free. We have free sparkling wine tasters at the front. Whatever. We can tell me the name. We'll make a wonderful birthday board for them. But you're paying for the dessert. Yeah. It's just a restaurant.
And when I said happy birthday, they're like, oh, you have no candles or nothing? I'm like,
candles?
This ain't Party City. I said happy birthday. I could have just ignored it.
I think a lot of people forget that they're not the only person who's come in that day. You're not the only person born that day either. If we have a happy birthday, whatever, that means we have to offer it to everyone, not just you. Yeah. You know? So, I mean, did you have anything else? I was about to start talking about my
No, I think that was pretty much it. It's just, I thought it was, it annoyed me because like, why are you being stupid? Yeah. Stop being dumb. And this is, you had said something before where like you said that like the previous episode where like you hate people. It's like, I don't hate people. I hate stupid people. And the reason I hate stupid people is because I'm stupid. So I already don't need you to be stupid too. That's too much stupid. Yeah, I'm already stupid. Don't bring more stupid here because that's just going to piss me off. I know what it's like to deal with a stupid person because I am one. I had to deal with myself. So don't bring more stupid here. All right? That's why I hate stupid people. Yeah. Because I know what it's like. Stop being stupid.
I'm talking to you the way that I want to be talked to, and you're making me feel dumber, and I don't like it.
Let the hate be your power.
Just stop being stupid.
Yeah.
Feel the hate.
Leave that at home.
Join the dark side.
So it's not that I hate people. I just hate stupid people.
Let the hate sink in.
That's fair.
Because
that's fair. My weekend. Speaking on birthdays, we had 2 different people reserve to come in on Sunday evening, and one of them lived in the apartments above us. Mm-hmm. So I pretty much knew they were going to show up. The other person was someone I know, not really a big fan of because of the way that they treat people. Not to say they're a bad person.
Yeah.
It's just because I've never seen them do anything malicious. So, in my opinion, they're not a bad person. I just think that they don't think about the way that they treat people and how that could inform people's feelings about them.
Service industry people or people?
Service? No, they are a service industry person.
Okay.
But also on top of that, they don't always take care of their service industry people the right way. And just the way that they treat people, especially of the opposite sex, the way that they kind of treat them as interchangeable. Well, no one's going to feel any kind of special way about you when they know that you treat the people that you date or are involved with as like a t-shirt, you know, like, oh, this is what I'm wearing today kind of deal.
Right. So
they wanted to celebrate their birthday as well. And as soon as I heard that they were planning to celebrate their birthday there, I was like, if anyone shows up, it's not going to be fun. I just knew it because that's not the type of energy that they exude out to other people. I want to be there on time to support you, especially on your birthday.
Right.
So they came in and the one party, so both parties were scheduled at the same time and both started showing up about a half an hour to an hour later, which we all expected. Not even tripping on that.
Right.
It was just the thing of the one party that was upstairs that had a higher estimated amount of people coming in had very close to that amount of people show up within the first 15 minutes. So you knew what it was.
Like,
and for my people out there who are part of this, they were family. I don't know if you know what that means or you know what that means.
Family?
Yeah.
Like family.
Like, yeah. So
no, I just said it the way Ben Diesel said it. I don't really know what that means.
They weren't family.
Family.
They were family. It was a lot of a lot of people within that particular demographic. Either they were a part of that demographic or they were comfortable and allied to that demographic. Cool. So for me, I was excited because I'm allied to it. Yeah. I love to see the energy that they bring in because those people are the people who want to have the most fucking fun. You know, and that's all I'm about.
Have you been to Abbey?
Yeah, like those,
bro.
The most fun to just bartend and just watch everyone else have a good time. Yeah. Especially when Beyonce comes on and everyone's trying to show out. I'm like, yo, go ahead, let me watch.
Yeah,
it's fucking entertaining. It's fun to see, and especially when you don't get to see it every day. Because that's not the type of bar we are.
Right.
I was just excited to see it.
Yeah.
This other motherfucker was sitting in the corner, just, you know, looking all sad because none of their friends showed up on time. And to me, I was like, I know people are going to show up eventually, but I did feel a little bit of petty joy just because in the back of my mind, it was not even in the back of my mind, in front of my mind. If you treated people better, people will be happier and more excited to come support whatever it is you have going on as soon as possible.
Right.
The later people show up to see you is a direct reflection of what they think about you and how you treat them. People show up very early for something that you're throwing because they want to get as much time with you as possible.
Right.
They show up later because they're showing up because they've agreed or they want to see who they're going to see there. And so it did make me feel good for a little bit that they got to sit there sweating whether or not anybody would show up.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
No, like the thing is, like, I know that moment where you're just like you're in the corner, like you gotta keep on checking your phone.
Yeah.
Like
well, it became a whole thing that no one up for quite some time. And eventually some people showed up and they were able to enjoy the rest of their birthday. So I was happy that it had a happy ending for them. I just felt a sense of joy seeing it start off so poorly because of the way that I've seen them treat people.
Right.
Like, you're not a bad person, but you have that energy of not thinking of others first, always thinking of yourself and what you want. It was nice that everyone else kind of showed you through their actions that that's kind of how they view you as well. Hopefully that will spark a change in them to where they can treat people better.
Yeah.
That was what I found a joy in. It's like, okay, maybe we're witnessing the origin story for them take a hero turn instead of a villain or an anti-hero in this particular case, I guess.
Right.
You know, so that brought me a little bit of joy. But at the end of the night, I had to lay into my coworker so fucking heavy because we had no bar back. So it's just me and this other bartender. And as I said to them at the end, remember this the next time that someone thinks that I'm being an asshole or thinks I'm being mean, because I say no. So we get to the end of the night, lights are already up. We're closing a little early because we have so many people. Have to turn the lights up to subconsciously put it in people's minds that we're closing.
Right.
Leave. And then we get to that point, and I've already told everyone, I'm not serving no more. You can do a shot or a beer. Get past that point, now we're not supposed to be serving at all. My coworker kept serving.
No.
And I was just looking at them. I said, I'm just cleaning, right? I'm not going to help you. And they were like, no, I got it. So the last person that they were serving was one girl who was all like, oh, I love your vibe. You know, that LA shit. I love your vibe. Like, you're just so dope. You're this and that. You're my favorite bartender. And they get that last round. And when they get that last round, they don't even take the shot. There's 4 of them. They don't even take the shot because music stops. And so they're like, oh, can you play just one more song for me? We're like, no, we're ready to go. And they're like, and my GM cracked the joke, which we always throw it out there just to see if people will say it, because usually it's a deterrent. Tip $100, we'll play the song you want. He's like, oh, I got $100 here, and Venmo'd the DJ the $100 to play her favorite song. And in my mind, I'm like, not 2 a.m. You could have spent that $100 on a couple more bottles. Why are you still here? Her and her girlfriend were there with 2 other guys. I'm like, these guys are trying to get you out of here. Y'all could go ahead and leave, and they could buy you a bottle and hang out. You could go to another bar. You can go anywhere else. You don't need to be here. So you felt the need to spend that $100 to play a song that you could play on Spotify. Perfect. And you're probably going to on your way out of here. And so they tipped the DJ that $100, and they asked for a second song. They were there until like 2:05, but they got those shots at like 1:41. Took us like 20 out of the fucking door. Shots, because she just wanted to show out and be the most important person in the room because no one else is there, even though everyone in the room wanted her to leave. She completely soured all of us on giving us that $100, which my reason for saying this is because I even looked at my coworker. They're young. I said, this is why I always say no. And they were like, yeah, I wish I would have said no. And they are so much nicer than I am. Yeah. So now you have turned this other bartender to the dark side.
Yeah.
You know, where they're just like, no is no. Because now we have to be here an extra half an hour. Mm-hmm. Even though the DJ was nice enough to split the tip with us, give us some of it, none of us felt like it was worth our amount of time invested. We could have left. We could have been out of there not long after 2 a.m. Instead, we didn't leave until after 3 because it takes longer to clean when you have people in the building. There's certain things you can't do.
You're just like moving
all
around.
All guests are there. Yeah. So I that was my main thing from the weekend. The rest of the weekend was great, but you know, for the sake of the podcast and topics, it was just another reminder of, when we say no to you, it's not because we're trying to be dicks. We have so many other things that we got to factor in. You want that last drink, then you should have left 15, 20 minutes early and got a bottle from somewhere else. Yeah. Order DoorDash. You can leave our bar, order from DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever from a liquor store on your way home, and your bottles will get there when you get there. So all those times that you tell us, I can get a whole bottle for that. Well, prove it.
Go get it.
You've already had fun the rest of the night. You got to meet whoever you wanted to meet. Now go home and order that bottle. And make sure you tip your fucking driver like you're supposed to tip your bartenders and servers, motherfucker. That's right. Y'all got anything else after that?
Yeah, we had a question for viewers. It's something we were trying to establish. I don't know if you did it last week.
I did not.
No.
We're doing questions?
I had to remember the intro because you.
You had to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility, man.
How was it?
Oh, it went well.
I
have it memorized.
I haven't had a chance to watch it because I just can't get over the fact of what Ryan said, where he met
the clip.
Yeah.
I don't really love the clip.
Yeah. So this question is, what's the most inappropriate thing a manager has said to you as a customer, guest, person, patron at the bar and or restaurant?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen stuff like that.
Repeat it one more time.
What is the most inappropriate thing a manager has said to you? You were. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll come back to it next week.
Yeah, we'll come back to it next week, and we can also answer that as well.
Yeah, but
we'll
that's what I mean. Like we can give our
that's what you mean.
After
Intrigued.
Give our response. Oh, that was one I was gonna use.
Yeah,
we're trying to drive engagement, guys. You know, want to
engage with us.
Yeah, engage with us. Like, hit us up in the comments. Hit us up, direct. If you don't want it to be in the comments, you hit us up, and we'll definitely keep your name out of it. As you know, we don't that unless it's positive. Mm-hmm. So, because that's one of the things we run into a lot is that tribute to the show, but then scared, lucky to be.
Or we just don't give a fuck.
A little bit of both.
By the time next time we do this episode, when we do shoot the next episode, Jesus Christ,
will you be here?
No, it'll be independent.
Oh, that's
it'll be
a guest.
No, it'll Independence Day will already pass. So for all my Mexicanos, feliz día de independencia y viva Mexico.
Espanol
and a feliz Navidad to you.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Adios.